Yeah, dilly dilly, baby. Bring it in. Drop, drop. Oh, week 11. Good morning, people of fantasy world. It's your host, Rick Rosen. It's the Checkdown. It's the 11th week of the NFL season. I'm here for the next 3 hours, giving you all the fantasy advice and info you need to know to get the dub this week. One more time. Oh, oh. All right, let's turn that music back. Let's get settled in for a nice long fantasy chat. Dilly dilly, boys. It is the Checkdown. It is week 11. Y'all, I'm trying to get sad because I look at the calendar. We don't got that much football left. Man. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Holla at the holidays. And then this is it. It's a big week. It's week 11. If you really need it, you really got to get it this week. We have playoff implications across the board, fantasy and reality. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Armo. Good morning, Tony Fedora. What's up, Billy Bob? Brandon was in here nice and early. Boys. It is week 11. It is the last week of bye weeks. There are several high-scoring matchups today. There are a lot of blowouts, and we have serious weather watches in place for today to keep up with the next 3 hours. Let's see if I can do something to keep like this glare out of my eyeballs. Wonder if that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Hey, it's your boy. If you need anything, I'm here. Ask away for the next 3 hours. I'll be in this chair. This is the Checkdown. It's a live 3-hour fantasy football show hosted by yours truly. Thanks to heavy.com, your source for all the viral news, baby. And we're going to go here for 3 hours talking about all the games, breaking it down. Got a great power rankings. Got a great show schedule. What's up, Tan Man Jones? The first comment today, Billy Bob, it's about my man Rex. Rex Burkhead, RB, number 31 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts, Rex Burkhead. He looked so good on Sunday in Denver. Got a tote. That's 2 on the year, 2 Rex Burkhead totes, and we are 1/3 of the way through our season-long goal of 6 Rex Burkhead totes. That's our goal. I think we're, honestly, I know you guys thought that there was no chance. You got to admit, it's looking slightly more plausible than it ever was. Our first question's from Brandon. Let's hit it. Should I flex Kyle Rudolph at home versus the Rams? Isaiah Crowell at home. Yeah, it's a family show. Isaiah Crowell at home versus the Jags. Abdullah at Chicago. I like these numbers. Dede Westbrook, Rob Smith at home. People are predicting play from behind by the Cowboys. Brandon, I totally understand. It makes me nervous the way the Eagles handle running backs. Okay, so I have to pick one flex from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's crazy, but I think the best one here is Isaiah Crowell. He's coming off the best 2 weeks of the season. You're looking at horrendous conditions against Jacksonville, not the best run defense. The conditions are going to make for a running back type of scenario. After him, I would probably say Rod Smith. We are getting the PPR. If we're not getting the PPR, I'd say Crowell. So Dede Westbrook is someone we almost did a whole segment about today. The Jaguars are activating Dede Westbrook for the first time. He had a core muscle injury that caused him to miss the entire season up to this point. Now, he went on the radio earlier this week, and they asked him what his predictions were for his first career game, and he said, I think I'll get 200 yards. What? 2 Bills, first career game against the Browns. First of all, slightly doable. When you put all these things together, Dede Westbrook was the Biletnikoff Award winner in college. That means he was the best receiver in college last season. He was a one catch, take the slant and go guy. He's got great speed, but the weather is a huge impact in today's Cleveland-Jacksonville game. And when we take the weather combined with Jacksonville's passing rate, the amount of passing plays they call per game, combined with Dede Westbrook's limited snap count, we have to, each one of those things, it comes down a peg. The weather, the usage rate, the snap count, and now we're down 3 pegs. And that's less pegs than I would like to be down. I prefer no pegs. That's Crowell. Crowell's got way less pegs, right? Dede Westbrook, someone that honestly could break out today, though. Ultimate crapshoot, ultimate Hail Mary play. I would only do it if I was up against Antonio Brown this week. And honestly, I think that he's a good player to have moving forward, D.D. Westbrook, because he's explosive and he's the ultimate unknown right now. What's going on, Brett? Thank you so much for checking out the show. This is what we do, baby. We're here for 3 hours. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Standard League, AP, Demaryius Thomas, Dougie Martin, or Dion Lewis. Another league, PPR, Cook or Graham, tight end. Jimmy Graham's had really strong usage. They're not going to be able to run the ball. Jarrett Cook is going to have a good week against the Patriots. They're very tight end friendly, maybe double flex if you need to. But I would definitely go Graham over Cook. Cook is kind of the heat, but Graham's kind of the hotness. You see what I did there? You know what I'm saying? It's like the trend versus the thing. The heat versus the hotness. I'm gonna back pocket that because that'll fit into some 8 bars somewhere. I'll do a feature on some tracks. Sterling Shepard, Tanner. Sterling Shepard, man. How about this? He's got migraines. That's brutal. He's got the Percy Harvins, man. Migraines. Oh, Saturday injury report ads are one thing, but if they were like migraines, then it's like that's a lasting career. Oh, the Giants really can't afford to have something like this happen for an extended period of time. They should just shut down Sterling Shepard for the rest of the season. There's absolutely no... If a dude's getting sudden migraines, there's hundo P no reason for him to be on the field the rest of the season. The season's over, dude. That guy's got a long career ahead of him. I only have Kelvin to put instead with Nathan Peterman starting. Kelvin Benjamin is out, Tanner. So you're going with Aguilar, I think. Kelvin Benjamin's out. We're waiting on more injury reports today. We could get some crazy Fournette news in the next, we could get some crazy Leonard Fournette news in the next hour. That's what we're doing here. We're hanging tough. It's only 10:10, baby. We had 2 hours and 50 minutes, me and you. Hey, let's look at the schedule. Let's pack it up and see. Will Shepard play? Jacob Shepard's out. Let's see what we're talking about today. Okay, so first we're going to talk about our schedule. We're going to get that done. I'm just going to confirm this Kelvin Benjamin news because I'm almost positive he was out today. Then we're going to look at some weather. We got crazy weather reports. I got some Google weather up in here. We're going to do our power rankings. I'll tell you at 11 what they are. I'll tell you at 11. I don't want to give too much away, man. That's not fun. All the best Kelvins play football, by the way. Other than temperature, all the best Kelvins play football. We're going to look at our trade deadline all-stars. Oh, Kelvin Benjamin's in. Did I have I had a dream where Kelvin Benjamin's out? I dreamed it. I totally woke up this morning thinking Kelvin Benjamin was out. Like, I did my research all morning. I didn't tell people Benjamin was out. Like, I wasn't so outrageous about it. That's a swing and a miss on your boy's part. Whoa, magic of the internet. Imagine if I didn't have the internet. This would be a tin can conversation, guys. Kelvin Benjamin's very much in, but I very much don't want him in my lineup. This week, benched him for Aguilar in a couple of formats. Straight swap, even though I know you got it specifically. I got you. Will Shepard play? No. Jacob, I'm going to go with Marvin Jones in that matchup. I'm selling Jordy Nelson. It's over for Mr. Nelson without Mr. Rogers. Brett Hundley's just not hitting that verts. Jordy Nelson's not working the middle of the field. Devontae Adams, your new #1 receiver in Green Bay. All the metrics show it, and it stinks for Jordy Nelson, but he had a really good run. It's crazy how Aaron Rodgers can just make somebody good. You wouldn't think, but there it is. Lifestyle. So his targets have just gone down significantly. He's really just been a ghost since Hundley's been there. Hundley was better, surprisingly better last week against Chicago. Got the home win. But what's interesting is that he actually had a little hammy tweak in the fourth quarter. So I'm interested to see today against a Ravens defense that's much improved. Is his mobility going to be hindered? Because that'll be a huge difference maker for the Packers. If he can't run, totally cuts into what they do, and it'll make things really easy for that Baltimore Ravens defense. What's going on? Bobby Dubs, Robert Wetham in the house. Pioneer Pride. Shooting basketballs. All right. How legit is Jared Goff? So I think the crazy thing about Jared Goff right now is that the improvements around him have been so substantial, and instead what we're doing is crediting the one guy that didn't change last year to this year. Jared Goff can make throws. I think that that's been well established. Is Jared Goff making throws? Not necessarily. He's not winning on his own. So what's happening with the Rams this year? They have a new offensive system. That's one. Sean McVay's come in and he's totally changed things. The most important thing he's done is he's made Todd Gurley the focal point of the offense. They're different. I'll get into that question, Paul. I like that question. So Jared Goff is not only handing it off to Todd Gurley 10 times a game, he's now also throwing it to him 8 times a game, which is something Jeff Fisher did not do. Jeff Fisher liked to pull Gurley off the field in passing situations, but that's not all, because that's made Gurley double useful, and he's been incredibly productive in that window. The second thing that they did was they upgraded literally everything around him. The number one thing, we almost did a whole segment about tackles today because the addition of Andrew Whitworth has been so incredibly impactful for them, not just on the line, but as an actual experienced offensive leader, because I don't even remember last year, LA average, they were the youngest team in the NFL on average. Now you're bringing in a 30-year-old 5-time Pro Bowl left tackle who's just about at the peak of his career, fully anchored Goff's blind side, did absolute wonders for that offense. Then you took the Bills' 2 best receivers, Robert Woods, a legit burner, who has hands. You had burners before. You had Tavon Austin, but now you have hands. Robert Woods and Sammy Watkins, 2 legitimate studs that people have trouble covering. Like, these are 2 hard to cover players. You've made things so much tougher for defenses, and now Jared Goff just has to hit the open guy. He doesn't have to throw Tavon Austin open. He doesn't have to get yards off jet sweeps. I mean, Pharaoh Cooper's become a legitimate weapon because nobody cares about him anymore because Woods and Watkins are now threats. With Wentz, so that's Jared Goff. I think his throws have been, his confidence has been higher, but what he's actually had to do, because they've been winning so much, he's had to do a lot less. Goff this year. It's not like a regression, like he's been good, but he hasn't exploded onto the scene. He's doing the same things he did last year in a wickedly different offense, and now it's just working. As far as Wentz goes, so in terms of most collegiate offenses in football, it was Deshaun Watson and then Carson Wentz, then probably Alex Smith third. But Alex Smith's a little bit different because it's a pro scheme college style because there's so much more happening than there would be in college. But when you break down to it, I mean, it's RPOs, it's you know what I mean? But so what we end up getting from Wentz is this beautiful option passing scheme where there's a deep guy, there's an intermediate guy, there's the handoff every play, and Wentz is he's a very good decision maker and a very good athlete. And he's got a very good line, and he's got the number 1 running game. So like Wentz it's another team that went and was like, let's just plug all these holes and surround our quarterback with love. Even if Torrey Smith's not good, they went and got him. They went and got Alshon Jeffrey. That's the one they needed to get. They knew Zach Ertz was elite. They went and got LeGarrette Blount. They knew he wasn't the answer. They got a Jay Ajayi. So now they have a whole roster of running backs. Whoever works, number 1 rushing attack. And then their line was outstanding last year with Lane Johnson. And they signed another tackle a couple weeks ago, Will Beatty, because they don't want to be like, hey, if one guy goes down, we're screwed. They've plugged all the holes, and they're just ready if anything happens. The Eagles are the most prepared offense in football, which, God, I just hate saying because I hate the Eagles, but they are the NFC favorites right now. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And they're getting Darby back this week. Huge boost to the secondary, obviously limited snaps, but they're going to have to go through a team with Dez. They're going to have to go through a team with Julio. They're going to have to go through a team with Doug Baldwin or number 1 receivers that he's going to have to be on. Wentz is a real playmaker and Goff is a caretaker. I think they're both right now being babysit. I think that there's I think that they're both being babysit more than you think, Bobby Dubs. They're both not totally in control of what's going on. What's going on, Aaron? Thanks for hanging out, man. Mexico. I was trying to read DFS articles this morning, and someone was like, Derek Carr's got strong splits at home. Like, homie's playing in Mexico. Elevation plus audience. That's so loud. I got robbed on the Mexico game last year. The Texans did me dirty. Sergio Dip is active. Should you start him over Hummus? I mean, Sergio Dip is the number one dip. So if you have to start one dip, if possible, I would flex Hummus just to get maximum value because it's Sunday. It's a big dipping, snacking day. So like someone asked me last night online, pizza or tacos for Sunday? You got to go with pizzas because the share factor is high, but unlike tacos, the effort factor is low. Tacos individually wrapped, individually rolled. Just make one pizza, dude. Just make me one pizza. A Landry list of questions. What's going on, Ben? Thanks for popping into the show. Week 11, we're out here. Look at how filled. I don't know if you've seen the emoji board's full. Next week, we're gonna have a little emoji board retirement ceremony. I'm gonna get this pictured and framed, and we're gonna drape this, and we're gonna have the new emoji board season 2 come down. But it's like the only last 4 weeks of the season, so I really want to see if we can get a second emoji board filled through the fantasy playoffs, but it would be very tight. But as you can see, we've made lots of good progress. We got the World Series champions before they even did it too. It's pretty impressive. Couple sports logos, mostly sports, also not sports. That's the emoji board. That's one of the best things we ever did here. Besides, somebody who watches the show is going to win a fantasy championship. And that'll be the best thing we ever did. But until that point, emoji board, season 1. Bing bow. Let's catch up with these questions right here. A Rams offensive cast over the Eagles. Rob, you're crazy. I'm about to put you in timeout. What's going on, Paul? Thanks for popping in. Landry, D. Thomas, Diggs, Jeffrey, pick 3. PPR, thanks. So we're essentially nixing 1. I would nix DT or Jeffrey. Keep an eye on Jeffrey. I know he's a little hobbled. So let's Paul, if you want to wait with me for the next 45 minutes to an hour, we get final updates. When Alshon Jeffrey is not on the injury list, he plays significantly better than when he's a little banged up. The splits reflect that. So I think it's worth it if there's just even a little tweak with Jeffrey that we would make the switch to Thomas. But I think Landry's PPR stud, and I think Diggs is a fine play. The Rams secondary is solid, but Diggs is an absolute stud. So, we take what we can get. We take our max value. We take max value. We go over this. Adam, we did not go over this. Ivory or Yeldon standard if Fournette's out. If Fournette's out, I'm an Ivory guy. Ivory bangs. Ivory plays both ways. Yeldon's the change of pace. I'm an Ivory guy. Granted, when we get to it, their touches might be something like 15-13. Honestly, but I'm an Ivory believer. Ooh, crackadaclous. I'm an Ivory 1 yard line truther. I'm a Chris Ivory grinder believer. I think that he's the guy in short yardage situations, and I think when you look at a Jacksonville team who is more likely to march down the field than chunk their way down the field, Yeldon is the chunk runner and Ivory's the marcher, and I'm lean Ivory in that situation. Every time. Next year might be the Yeldon year. He runs straight up. It's so weird sometimes. It bothers me. Him and Kenyon Drake, I can't believe they actually came to the NFL as running backs. I always thought they'd be wide receivers or splits just because of how they played, but they stay physical. Ben, I'm getting there. Ben, you were next. I'm sorry, man. We go one at a time. The first hour, it drags a little bit. Carr or Bortles, I think that's a little bit of an overthink. Jacksonville, Cleveland, we're going to get to it later. Some of the worst weather in the NFL today. Meanwhile, Derek Carr, one of the better matchups. I know you don't like picking against your Patriots, but they did make Brock Osweiler look acceptable last week in an elevation game. I love Carr. I love a Carr Crabtree DFS stack today. The numbers on the Raiders offense have not been great, and the Patriots defense has improved, but I think we have shootout potential in Raiders Patriots. I think the combined efforts and the combined lack of consistent running game, I do think Marshawn Lynch can have a very nice game, but I just like playing against the Browns. Yeah, no, I totally understand, but the weather is something that gives me a little cause for concern, and they're missing all their receivers. I totally get what you're saying, but no Fournette, and just look at the weather, Ben. Just Google Cleveland weather. It's just not conducive to. I don't want to root for Blake Bortles in a bad weather game, man. That's just asking me to go to church, and I don't even go. All right, Ortega's bothering me after blowing up my Facebook all week. Give me Macklin or Ivory. If you're nervous about Leonard Fournette, that's something we're going to monitor for the next 90 minutes, of course. Leonard Fournette, ankle issue, raised concern during the week. He was a surprise inactive a couple of weeks ago, but that was for missing a team picture. That wasn't for injury. So we're going to hang on this news. Obviously, lean Ivory if he can't go. I do think Jeremy Macklin's a sneaky start today. Just hang out. What are you doing today? Hang out, dude. Argue with me. Jeremy Macklin's a sneaky start today. He's had some really good weeks. They're coming off the bye, so there's a little bit of a forget me with Jeremy Macklin. But he's going against depleted Packers secondary. If he's matched up with Devon House, actually one of the lowest rated corners in Pro Football Focus cornerback rankings, so it's a huge advantage. I have Jeremy Macklin as a value play in a couple of my DraftKings lineups. It's a decent pick. Yeah, Macklin, Ravens receivers, definitely sketchy, but feel better about it than I almost always do. Boom. We're almost half an hour gone here on the Checkdown. I hope you're with us. If you're not, you better tell somebody, because I really need somebody. Tell me you're somebody. Girl. Let's go back to the main. But yeah, so we're doing so after we do trade deadline all-stars, we have our last second startables. Last week, I gave you Garrett Selleck. I said, look at me. Start Garrett Selleck. And what happened? 40-yard tote on the Giants. And then he went into the press conference and he said, well, Rick said you started me on the show, so I had to go get it for him. That's not what he said. He actually said fantasy people were talking about me. But when he says fantasy people, I feel like everyone else in the press conference fades away, and it's just me and him locking eyes. That's really how I feel. So we got another guy along the lines of Garrett Selleck today. Not a tight end, he's a receiver, but it's we got a last second startable. We got a couple other ones too, but I got one that I'm really high on today. I think he's going to score a tote. I think we're going to make that like a last second Hail Mary Fireball pick of the week. We'll get it sponsored by some craft liquor company. That's the ultimate strategy, is to get every segment sponsored by an artisanal spirit. That's the goal. Patriots winning in the second half equals opposition throwing the ball. That's true, but I also think a little bit of the Raiders strategy will be to feed beast mode, because we are past the saving Marshawn Lynch for the stretch run window. We are into the stretch run, feed the beast mode window. And if I were the Raiders, I would look to keep Tom Brady off the field and the elevation, tire out that Patriots defense. That means a lot. Kelvin Benjamin is out today. That would mean tiring out the Patriots defense, lots of beast mode. He had a lot of really good runs against Miami, kind of ground that game down. Is he out today? I don't know. You guys are doing this. Okay, Kelvin Benjamin might not be out, but he is going against Casey Hayward, and Nathan Peterman is his quarterback. Moshe, I'm getting to you. Kid Legend, I'm getting to you. We're eating, baby. First hour, we move. And I like the way you move. All right, so that's what I feel about Marshawn Lynch. Standard League, AP, DT, Dougie, Deion Lewis, I'll be like smooth. I'm a high-volume RB. That's how I feel about Dougie. I don't skip boys. Who did I skip, Tanner? Easy, man. The hate. Oh, here comes Zazzaretti. Zazzaretti from the top rope. Zazzaretti. That's a really good hockey name. I don't know if you guys watched SNL last night. There was a really good hockey skit. Chance the Rapper was like, he was like Nick's sideline reporter filling in for the Rangers. He was like, it's cold. It was really good. Okay. Boom. Standard League, AP, DT, Dougie, Deion Lewis. Okay, Brett. Ben, I'm getting Chastity. Guys, we're moving. Give me a second. Standard League, AP, DT, Dougie, Dion Lewis. So AP is going to get the volume. Worried about him in the interior. DT, tough matchup. Doug Martin is your volume, run the clock play. Highest upside, highest volume of the four. Dion Lewis is getting early down and early goal line work, but isn't the central adverb point of the offense like you would like him to be, like say AP or Martin is. If I had to pick one and it is standard, I want Martin because I'm not going to miss those reception points with the other ones. Moving on, kid legend, give me Fitz. Larry Fitzgerald's just a goat. Blake Bortles knows how to move the ball. They like him for a reason. Fitzgerald over Drake. Kenyon Drake is hype, but he got out-touched by Damian Williams last week, if you believe it or not. If he didn't have the one burst play, he wouldn't be a good fantasy asset. Drop Lockett for Richardson, Inman. Would you start any of them over Benjamin? Richardson is not a bad choice there. He's outplayed Lockett at every opportunity. Even though Lockett's got a couple more targets, Richardson is making more plays. Dontrell Inman is also really attractive. Lots of targets since he got traded over to the Chicago from the Chargers, but Mitch Trubisky's the quarterback, and that just rustles my jimmies. So if I had to get one, I would take Richardson over Kelvin Benjamin today, just because of the way the Seahawks are structured right now. They have no choice but to be throwing the football, and I think you'll probably see a lot of that. So that's not a bad one, Moshe. Thanks for popping in. Hang out. We got a lot of show going today. Glyvin, Standard League, Zazaretti. Wait, Chase D? Oh, there it is. Pick 3 of 4. Alex Collins, Isaiah Crowell, Jamal Williams, and Keenan Allen. I think it's real easy to leave Jamal Williams on the bench there. The Ravens have the best defense of any of the opponents of the other 3 suggestions. If that sentence doesn't make your head turn enough, I would bench Jamal Williams. He was good in college. He's a 7th rounder. He just hasn't been able to get that breakaway action that you want from a stud running back. I see big game potential from the other 3, not Williams. Collins is the one that worries me the second most because of the arrival of Danny Woodhead, but they have repeatedly stated, the Ravens, in the media, that they like Alex Collins and that he should lead the timeshare moving forward. Remember, now you got Collins, Buck Allen, Terrence West, Danny Woodhead, so that's up to you if you want to get in on that committee. That's going to be a rough share, but I do think Collins will get the most on the ground work, and Williams has a tough matchup against that Baltimore defense that does not give up big plays. All right, Chase, I got you. Keep it moving in hour 1A. Zazaretti, need a running back, a flex, Dion Lewis, Ajayi, Abdullah, Devontae Parker. I love Devontae Parker today, and give me Ajayi over Dion Lewis. I think the Eagles will have plenty of time to run that ball and kill that game because the Cowboys are severely lacking with no Tyron Smith and no Zeke. Richard Altable? I like that. Coop or Corey Coleman, rest of season PPR. It's very provocative. I will hardly be confident starting a Browns receiver every week rest of the season. I know Corey Coleman was a stud. I just get cause for concern with their lack of balance. Cooper Kupp has more red zone targets than anyone on the Rams. That is definitely a factor considering they're the number 1 scoring team in football. So I have the number 1 team in football and the guy getting the most targets inside the 20. It seems pretty legit to me. I like that. I want that. So we did Zazaretti. We got Rich. Scott, DFS, 4 p.m. TE. If that includes the Sunday... No. Yeah, the Mexico City is the Sunday night game. If that includes the Sunday night game, I like Jared Cook. If not, who else do I have at 4? I don't remember what the 4 o'clock games are. What other games are at 4 today? It's just a big grouping to me. Henry's worth a dart throw. Not sold on Crofts. Not really big on Crofts in Cincinnati. Hunter Henry maybe. But I think your best bets are Ertz and Jared Cook if it goes into the later. Yeah, Pats at Oakland, 425. Oh, yeah, then give me that. Oh, yeah, Eagles-Cowboys is the night. Oh, nice. Mexico City gets that day game. I love that. Guys, here's how it goes for me. Chiefs-Giants, Raiders-Pats, Survivor Series and Chinese food. Bing, bang, boom. Fill my day. Fill my day, why don't you? What's going on, Spivak? Jimmy's out here. Jimmy Marrow's here, everybody. Scott, I love Jared Cook. Obviously, Gronk is the number one, but I have no problem with a Carr Cook stack in DFS. Tanner, in a passionate blank blank must-win game versus Armel, are you starting Thickhead over Mixon PPR? Wiggle room because of AB. I would definitely take Burkhead over Mixon in PPR because I think Burkhead working out of the slot plays huge to your advantage. Mixon is plotting. The Broncos have now risen to become the number one defense, rushing defense. Believe it or not, I know they gave up 100 yards to Orleans Darkwa, but this is really happening now. This is who they are. The Broncos DVOA are, I think, the best run defense, and I would be nervous with Mixon because the Bengals just cannot move the ball. And it's the other side of what I was talking about 15 minutes ago with Andrew Whitworth, where, okay, the Rams get this anchor left tackle, this leader, this experienced lineman on a team full of young players. And then on the other side, the Bengals lose a leader and an anchor. And look where that gets them. Their offense has plummeted in the rankings this year. They're so much less explosive than they've ever been. And it's caused a huge problem. That's the way that goes. We're moving up today. We're moving up, baby. Leveling up. Let's catch up with these questions, and then we're going to go tiers. We'll do power rankings at 11:30. We're good for live draft on draft, baby. So keep in mind, we got to break our losing streak. We had a winning streak, and now we have a losing streak, okay? We lost 2 straight weeks. And your boy doesn't know what a 3-game losing streak looks like. We don't know how to spell 3-game losing streak. We try to write it out, and it becomes 3-game losing steak because that's how we spell it. And we're hungry because we need to eat this week, all right? It's a live draft on draft. So think about the best possible matchups for today. Think about the number one best matchups today, the best starters, because at 12:30, the end of the show, we are going to submit. Breathe fire out your nose. Man's not hot. Better play today. Darkwa, Alex Collins, or Jamal Williams. Ooh. So Darkwa's going to get some looks and with the wind, but I feel like, here's what I feel like. When the Giants are trailing, Darkwa comes off the field in favor of Gallman and Shane Vereen, and that becomes a huge problem for Orleans Darkwa. So if I'm picking one of those 3, rules don't apply. I'm going to go with Alex Collins because I truly believe he has the highest upside. I truly believe he's the most talented running back of the 3. What's going on, Jimmy? I also started Corey Davis. I know the catch on the sidelines was really nice. He was wide open on the 80-yard Rashard Matthews touchdown, too. I don't know if you saw that. Rashard Matthews, 80-yard touchdown. Corey Davis, wide open for 25. Wide open. Here, man. He was there. Just hit him. Mariota. I wish you could watch what all of us are doing while we all watch what you're doing. Well, you know, that's just the way it is. I don't know what I'm doing, but on Thursday, I think I might do a mini show and make a couple side dishes while we do fantasy advice. Let me know in the chat and on Twitter at the Rick Rosen if you think that that's a good idea, because I truthfully have been debating it, but it's a lot. It's a lot to actually make a side dish while hosting a fantasy football show. While you're doing 2 things at once. Like I tried to host a show on Super Bowl Sunday while making dips. It's really difficult. So, but I'll do it for you. I'll bring the microphone into the kitchen and we'll make it pop, but man, is it tough. But if we as a show can settle on a dish to make and can promise some audience numbers on Thursday, I'll be in there like a pilgrim, baby. Ow! It'll be fun day Thursday. Please stop tweeting. Oh, man, people are upset. I'm trying to get some injury updates, baby. All right, let's look at today's games. It's a check down. We're coming to the end of hour 1. It's a 3-hour show, guys. A 3-hour show. A 3-hour show. Here's our game outlooks for today. Our tier 1 Let It Fly games. Whoop. We just have 2 today. We have the Patriots Raiders. I told you earlier, I think that this game script is very interesting because there's two things that could happen. The Patriots get up quick and take this game away, and then the Raiders have to chase it, which they're not good at doing because their defense isn't good. Or two, the Raiders pound Marshawn Lynch for 25 carries, right? Keep the ball away from the Patriots, go 40-20 on possession, and grind that game out 19-16. But I think what will happen is the Raiders will move the ball. They'll do that thing that the Patriots let other teams do, where the Raiders will kick a bunch of field goals, and they'll be up like 13-0, and they think they'll have this game on ice. And then next thing you know, it's 14-13 Patriots because they just don't care how many field goals you kick. They'll always come back into it. What's going on, Tim? You boys like Mexico? Altitude. I think that's one of the most hostile stadiums in the NFL. I like that they get some Brady. It'll be interesting. I like when the big teams go to Mexico. I like games in Mexico with playoff implications because that is rowdy. You think like when players get down there and they see that like you literally need like a 15-foot fence to prevent fans from getting onto the field. I wonder if that has like an NFL impact because that intimacy. The crowd is much more intimate in the NFL, believe it or not. I mean, in Mexico, it's like a jail. It's insane. So the other high implied total is Washington at New Orleans. It's the second highest, or maybe the actually highest total of the game. And my issue with this game is the Saints defense and how much hype they've been getting. They could easily put this game on ice. You could see a lot of Kamara, a lot of Ingram. But from what I understand, Kirk Cousins is just not going to let that happen. And the Redskins are just going to keep the offense moving. And you're going to see a lot of Chris Thompson now that Fat Rob's out. And we're going to move on from there. And the Saints. Wow. Phillip Rivers is playing, Yazoo. Phillip Rivers is playing. I have him started in a DraftKings because he's up against that terrible Bills defense. That Bills defense that got Tyrod Taylor benched on Sunday. Sorry, Tyrod. Shouldn't have missed tackles. Shouldn't have blown coverage, Tyrod. Sorry, Tyrod. Shouldn't have gotten roasted by Mark Ingram, Tyrod. Has anybody ever given less to succeed than Tyrod Taylor? Honestly. They gave him LaShawn McCoy, and they were like, go win a Super Bowl. They gave him LaShawn McCoy and Rex Ryan, and they said, go win a Super Bowl. Are you out of your mind? Unbelievable. Never forget, Tyrod Taylor is real and is a real quarterback. Okay? Don't forget that. So watching New Orleans, it has the makings of just a very good football game. I'm glad I don't have any fantasy stock because I just want to be able to watch that one and just kind of soak that one in. Should not start Bills D. No start Bills D. Do not start Bills D. Bills D got you negative points last week. We started. Don't trot him out again. Tier 2. Eagles at Cowboys. This is tier 2 and not tier 1 solely because of Tyron Smith. I really believe if the Cowboys had a functional offensive line, this could be a very big Dak game. But the fact that they made Adrian Claiborne look like a gosh darn superhero last week means I just can't trust it because the Eagles' pass rush is legitimately, mathematically, statistically 2 times, if not 4 times as good as the Falcons' pass rush. And the Cowboys will be in trouble. I'm very worried about that. We talk about, oh, Dak. He's not going to have any time. It's going to be like a totally different game without Tyron Smith. It's crazy. The other one is Falcons-Seahawks. The Falcons are getting too much credit right now, especially since Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman are out. Earl Thomas is still back there, y'all. And the Falcons will be okay moving the ball. I think they struggled, but no Devontae Freeman's going to hurt. I think if this game will go as Julio goes, if Julio can have a nice game, then the Falcons will have a shot. But that's about it. What's up, chat? Let's pop back in. They benched a Tyrod for a Nathan. Oh, they benched a Rod for a Peter. Man. So Nate Peterman was good in college. He beat Clemson. Great. But honestly, he's just a standard pro-style pocket passer. And if that's what the Bills want to run, that's fine. But don't tell me it was Tyrod Taylor's fault that things weren't happening because that's just horse. That's insane. So I wish Peterman all the success, but I would rather see Tyrod Taylor in there because he's more exciting. He's more exciting. Tyrod Taylor throws a pretty deep ball, too. It just never was allowed. They took away You had Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins, and Marquise Goodwin. You got rid of all of them, and you're going to blame Tyrod Taylor. That's not fair. What's up, Nico? RB2, AP, Chris Thompson, and Deion Lewis. I think Chris Thompson should be your RB2, not your RB1, but he could be... Chris Thompson should be in your lineup every week for the rest of the year, especially PPR. He's the number one asset offensively on that team, period. Whitest name I could think of, maybe Nathan Peterman. The whitest name I could think of is James White. There it is. Any remaining RBs or Golden Tate for flex? I think Tate is fine. Tate's been hot, man. What is that? Is that a fruit, Mark? I don't know what that is. Okay. Any remaining QBs go Golden Tate. Tevin Coleman was an All-American in Indiana. Indiana put the wood on Rutgers, Tim, yesterday. I don't know if you saw. Rutgers got that 3-and-out first drive. They were feeling hype. On the road, you stuff out the home team. Muffed punt, 7-0 Indiana. Game over. 35-0 Indiana. Game over. Are you having fun? I mean, Rutgers, though, quick note about Rutgers. They just got a recruit who was committed to Miami. Decommit. Oh, nope. I had to watch it on Big Ten on demand. BTN to go, baby. Come on now. So I gotta watch my Rutgers, Indiana. So Rutgers just got a big name recruit decommit from Miami and commit to Rutgers. I love that. He's from Old Bridge, and he's like, honestly, I couldn't resist being the hometown kid. Like, there's just something about being the hometown kid. And his mentions were just full of salty Miami fans. But Miami has a good freshman quarterback, N'Kosi Perry, and Rutgers doesn't have anybody good. So Rutgers has a bunch of young talent coming in under Ash. It's pretty crazy. His name. His name is something crazy. I bet if you just Googled Rutgers commit, Rutgers Miami commit. I'm going to find it. Miami just lost a commitment to Rutgers. Here's why it isn't a big deal. Oh, surprising. Oh, I was going to say, isn't a big deal. You're just pooping on the kid now. No, his name is Artur, A-R-T-U-R, Sitkowski. Artur Sitkowski. So he's got all the makings of a first-round bust. He just has that Todd Blackledge, Todd Marinovich, Artur Sitkowski, Bruce Gradkowski. He just has a bad quarterback name. Get in the chat with another bad quarterback name. JP Lossman is another bad quarterback name. Artur Sitkowski just has the makings of a bad quarterback name. Is he a Polak? Yeah, probably. JP Lossman. Yeah, you got it. Joey Harrington is another bad quarterback name. Ooh, Arthu. I like that. Javi 2K, I'm at Cleo Lemon. Wow. These are good. Artur Sitkowski. Baby. Is Jimmy, I got you. Is Charles Clay a good pickup and play with a rookie quarterback needing an outlet? Normally, yes. The Chargers are one of the best teams in the NFL at containing the tight end. I believe they're top 5 in points allowed to the tight end. And Charles Clay is banged up, uncertain if he's even going to play. So I think that it's a little bit of a rough scenario. But I would, in a desperation heave, maybe, but I wouldn't. That's it. I wouldn't. That's it. So we're halfway through our decent matchups here. I downgraded Chiefs-Giants to decent matchup because with the Shepard injury and with the way the Giants have been playing, I just can't help but see this as a one-sided affair. Granted, that means it will be a close game because I doubted the Giants. That means the Giants will embarrass me, as they tend to do. The problem with that is the wind. The wind is the great equalizer there. I told somebody on Twitter earlier today, someone asked me on Twitter, Alex Smith or Matt Ryan. I said, it's a very good question, but even though the wind is there, Alex Smith doesn't throw the ball deep enough for the wind to really affect it, you know? He's going to throw his little routes, and his little routes are still going to take because it's Alex Smith routes. Joey Harrington is maybe my winner. John Beck is a really good one too, though. John Beck is a really good one. Oh, man. I'm missing one, man. I'm missing a couple of really strong ones. Now you got me thinking without talking. I'm just trying to like go back in the bank. Like, who just sounds like a good quarterback and was a total bust, man? Dan Orlovsky, another really good one. Sage Rosenfels. Anybody? Pass? A little bit? Okay, I'm missing questions here. I got you, Javi. Javi says, who should I start for my wide receivers and flex? I have Diggs, Crabtree, Bobby Woods, Amari Cooper, and Marquise Lee. The number one receiver, I think, in that list is Michael Crabtree. Great matchup today against a vulnerable Pats secondary, plus matchup in Mexico City. I also like Diggs for the stud factor. Robert Woods will likely draw a shadow. Makes me nervous. Cooper is a huge risk, but I like it. I saw what Osweiler did with Sanders and Demaryius Thomas against the Patriots. He's Brock Osweiler. This is Derek Carr. I honestly think that Crabtree and Cooper could both have strong games. That is me. I would rather lose with Amari Cooper in my lineup than watch him flame up on my bench. That's just the way it is, because I know how good he can be. I know what his ceiling is, and I know if Amari Cooper and Marquise Lee were in a fist fight, Amari Cooper would dust him. And that's the guy I want on my fantasy team. I'm very confident about that. Brandon Weeden is another good one, by the way. Hell, Jimmy Garoppolo kind of sounds like it, honestly. John David Booty. John David Booty's really strong. The last in the overhype USC, and probably the least deserving, or easily the least deserving. Christian Ponder. Christian Ponder's another really good one, where it just has the name of a stud college quarterback, but not a good pro quarterback. I love this game. This is one of the best ones we've done all year. Let me finish up these matchups here. Bucks Dolphins is not going to be affected by weather, but it is going to be affected by bad quarterbacks. However, I am of the baby opinion. It's growing. Don't tell anybody. I think the Buccaneers defense is improving rapidly. I think they did a good job shutting down the Jets. And I think that the Dolphins have really only been scoring in garbage time so far. And I don't see the Bucs giving up any garbage time. I think that the Bucs, much like last year, are ready to hit their stride in the second half. And they got Mike Evans back this week against a really bad Dolphins secondary. Dolphins defense super banged up. I think the Dolphins rookies are both third-round corners. They're both way down there. And this is a very good matchup for Fitzpatrick. And sneaky shootout, but probably grinding. And then Rams-Vikings. I think this one will be played lower than people think they are. The scoring potential is high. Case Keenum dusted last week. 4 totes, monster. But different beast altogether in the Rams. Interesting game. Overall interesting game that I want to watch and then evaluate later. Fantasy purposes, my most interesting facet of that is which Rams receiver is going to take over and who's going to win this McKinnon-Murray battle. It was way too much Murray last week. Granted, they had to grind the game. Case Keenum's interceptions kept that game close. That should have been a big-time Murray grind-out game. But McKinnon deserves to be a bigger factor, and he will be today. And where are we moving here? Andre Ware. Boom. We got 9 minutes. Let's look at these outlooks, and then we'll play the theme, and then we'll get into the second hour. Tier 3, we're going to pump the brakes on Bills Chargers, obviously. Rookie quarterback and bad defense. The Chargers defense is good. This could be very one-sided for the Chargers. Sneaky Keenan Allen appearance has been terrible. I don't think he scored since week 5 or week 1. He hasn't scored in a long time, and I think he could score today. Rivers healthy. Melvin Gordon lost a little bit of shares to Austin Eckler last week. Then Austin Eckler fumbled the game away in the fourth quarter. So how about that reversal of fortune? Melvin Gordon, come on down! I traded for him this week. I'm very excited for him. He's the number 4 running back in all of fantasy, and his timeshare just got doghoused. I'm on that bus big time. Lions, Bears. It's Mitch Trubisky, baby. People want a blowout from Matt Stafford. They didn't get it last week against the Browns, but in 2 games against this Bears defensive scheme last year, Matt Stafford failed to top 225 yards in both games. Vic Fangio is the Bears defensive coordinator, and he's going to be like a name that you need to remember. He's like the new line in like Greg Robinson, Matt Patricia, Dick LeBeau, Steve Spagnuolo, Todd Bowles, notable defensive coordinator schemes that we need to pay attention to as super effective. It's done a great job of shutting down Stafford. I like the Bears in that game, and I like that as an ugly, ugly game. Cardinals, Texans, Blaine Gabbert, Tom Savage. I don't want to talk about it. And the basement games, I did Bills Chargers twice. Oh, look at that. Repeats. Wow. Professionalism all the way down. These are your game outlooks. They are sloppy. This is the Checkdown. Woo! Good times, baby. What's going on? Dropping Science? Xbox connection. So D.D. Westbrook, I did a couple minutes on him before. Yesterday, I was so high on D.D. Westbrook. Then I started adding things up. Number 1, the weather. It's going to be super nasty in Cleveland today. High winds, high precipitation chances. Then you have D.D. Westbrook's snap count. Then you have the fact that he's coming back from a core muscle injury, which is not like, if it was a shoulder injury and he could still be running, I'd feel a lot better about it, but it's a core muscle injury. You can't do much but play Xbox when you have a core muscle injury, so it makes me nervous. My only advice with D.D. Westbrook is if you played against Antonio Brown and you feel like there is no chance, against Antonio Brown's team, then I would go with D.D. Westbrook because it is the highest of upside Hail Mary plays. That's it. Oh, foo, what's going on? Hey, ho, ho, baby. We're talking about whitest quarterback names or quarterback names that sound bad before they even got to the NFL. Need some wide receiver flex help. Pick 2 and a flex. Pick 2 and a... Cold brew. I got any beverage I wanted from Dunkin' today. I got the cold brew because I think it's super effective. Wide receiver in a flex. Thielen, Bobby Dubs, Demaryius Thomas, Devontae Adams, Darkwa, or Almo. Do we like Alf or Almo as a nickname? Because I've seen a lot of people call him Alf because it's Alfred Morris. But if your last name is Morris, I like Almo. Remember the Almo. That's all. That's a third one. If I have to pick 2 receivers, so let me not look at the running backs real quick. Okay, so Foo, first of all, I think Thielen has warranted every week starter consideration. I think that's totally fair. Adam Thielen has more consistency than just about any receiver in football right now, and he deserves to be in your lineup every single week. So let's nix that. We're really looking for one receiver in a flex between Bobby Dubs, Demaryius Thomas, Devontae Adams. So I like Robert Woods. Obviously, the heat's there. How do I pick a guy 3 rounds too early? I got questions coming in on the shot. Oh, my God. My league is killing me right now. Your boy's 6-2. Back the fuck up. It's a family show. Okay. So Devontae Adams has a really rough matchup against Baltimore, but I do think he can scrape some GT garbage time. Woods, it all depends on if he plays in the slot, which I don't think he will. So Thielen, Woods, I just think you got to take the hot hand there and go Woods between Thielen, Woods, DT, and Devontae Adams. The upside plays for Mr. Fu this week. Upside plays. And then running back, give me Darkwa. Because the Chiefs' defense is worse. I understand the upside with Alfred Morris, but I think the Eagles' defense is that good, and I think the Chiefs' defense is that overrated. I swear to God, if I get hiccups inside the first hour, I'm going to lose it. Zenyatta. All right. We're moving. PPR, Darkwa or Dion from Tanner. Give me Dion, but I'm not going to like it. Now we're moving on. Peterman, Collins, Darkwa, Jamal Williams. I don't know what you want me to do there. Will the Detroit defense be a better start against the Bears today? That's hot. Nice, Yaz. That's hot. Will the Detroit defense be a better start against the Bears, or will Philadelphia get me more points at Dallas? I think Philadelphia is going to get you more points because of sacks. I think the Bears are going to run the ball 60% of the time because that's their run rate at home. They're going to pound the rock. And Philadelphia is Philadelphia's having a really good time on the line, really good time stopping the run. Anyway, Tyron Smith is out. I should have just fast forwarded to the point. Tyron Smith is out for Dallas, and that means that the Philly pass rush is coming. It's coming up, so you better start the Philly DS, the defense special teams, yeah. That's just the way it is, man. Hey, we got to send these promo texts so people don't know, man. Okay, let's get Mark's question. Peterman, Alex Collins, Darkwood, Jamal Williams, of those 4 names. So if it's an OP position, I'm always under the impression that if you have an OP slot and you can start any offensive player, you always start a quarterback. Hey Hunter, what's going on? Thanks for checking out the show. Welcome to the Checkdown. This is a 3-hour live fantasy football show. If you super chat, that's a microtransaction at the bottom of the screen. I will draw anything you want on that emoji board, and I'll immediately answer any fantasy football question. If you don't, you just gotta wait for me to answer your question like anybody else. And we're out here, dude. Welcome to the show. Hang out. We got Thanksgiving side dish rankings at 11:30. Wait, what? Spoilers. And we're gonna pick a live draft at 12:30. So talk to me, Tanner. He hates his team. The self-hate is real. Oh, I need a better chair next season. Oh, good Gewalt. And then Bacchus Jim, I got you. Spivak, I told you your question. If you have a quarterback, start the quarterback. That's the question. If it's a 2-quarterback league, I would start the quarterback. Did Don just call the cops? Don, I swear to God. I hate this team. Every week can't decide to start. Have Tate on the bench in favor of Tyreek, Julio, or Brandon Cooks. Do you agree? Now, for me, I'm a Brandon Cooks hater. That's just personal. But I understand his blow-up potential is massive, so I don't think you could take him out. He's also an indoor boy, and he won't be indoors. He's very much outdoors, so I would keep an eye on that. However, I love Tyreek Hill on the road. I love Julio all the time. So it's your fault, dude. Tanner, you got to trade a receiver and be willing to take an L. I had to do it in one league this week. I had to trade a receiver to get a running back, not because I wanted to trade a receiver, because I need to start a running back so I can start other receivers, because the talent disparity on my roster doesn't let me start. If I'm faced with hard decisions, I would rather just make my other decisions easier with more talent. I don't want to do that where I'm leaving 15 points on my bench every week and my running backs suck. You got to use this last week of the season to trade one of those guys. Tyreek, Tate, Julio, Brandon Cooks. You got to do it, or you're going to end up getting so tilted every week at these bad results, man. Every week. Freeman out. Bacchus Jim. What kind of name is Bacchus Jim? I would like some elaboration, please. And then I'll answer your question. PPR, Woodhead, Buck Allen, Collins, Alfred Morris. And then Tony, I'll get you. And Bacchus Jim doesn't have Devontae Freeman. Sucks to suck, man. So Danny Woodhead is interesting because he's getting... What's up, Gangrene? I got you in 2 seconds. We're going to get you down in the thing. Did he hit H to pay respects? I like that. So Danny Woodhead's back this week. Danny Woodhead is a high usage, high volume PPR back. However, he is hanging out with Alex Collins, Buck Allen, Terrence West are all in the mix. So what are we doing right now? Just throwing in a guy who had a got bad legs. Remember, it was a leg injury, leg muscle. We're not talking about a broken bone. We're talking about things that reflare. What's going on, Austin? I'm going to get to you. We're making our way downtown with these lists here, boy. Oh, we're into the second hour, by the way. Let's hit this theme song as we think about this question. Freeman out. You guys are watching the Checkdown. Freeman out. PPR, Woodhead, Buck Allen, Collins, Alfred Morris. Tell me what you think. Oh, Taylor Swift. Whoop. Oh, that album was bumping. You guys got a little snippet. Sorry, we all pregame differently. What's up, Hunter? Talk to me about your issues. Why do you keep typing Atlanta Falcons? Are you Googling? Reported violation of music rights. Oh, he's just repping Falcons. Air drums, baby. Okay. I think we're ready to dial it back up for this second hour. What do you say, kiddos? Ooh, God, I love that. Okay, so you're basically asking me back as who is the leader of this Ravens backfield? And if I had to choose one for you this week, I would choose Alex Collins. The PPR aspect makes me nervous because Collins isn't... He's the main back, but if they're going to pass, they'd probably prefer to use their other guys. So PPR kind of throws things off, but I do think if they get into a scoring position, they're going to go with Collins. That's why I lean that way. Alfred Morris offers the least PPR value against the best defense. So it was never going to be Alfred Morris, and now it's just a spin the wheel of Ravens running backs. I've been leaning Collins today, but the high PPR upside is Woodhead. I don't highly recommend it, but I can see why you are leaning that way. Tony, I want Julio to score too. It's killing me. And now we're on to Gangrene for life. We're moving on here, boys. Can I tell you something? Oh, thanks, Hunter. You mean a lot to me, man. Hunter's getting mad because honestly the Falcons should have lost to the Bears. The Falcons should have lost to the Lions. Boy, you're lucky the NFC North didn't sweep your behind, baby. You got to hustle out of here. Don't forget, I think it's, what time is it? Is it 28-3? I don't know have to check my watch, but I think it's 28-3. Better get a Seiko. Austin wants to know. Oh, Gangrene first. Damian Williams, Duke Johnson, Alex Collins. Damian Williams out-touched Kenyon Drake last week. People don't forget. But I think of that list, Duke Johnson is the number one. Consistent touches. He's getting reliably 5 pass catches a game. And I like that. And of those 3, I think he's most important to his team's offense if they're going to produce. So I like Duke Johnson in that role. Austin plus short passes, short runs with the elements in that game. Austin wants to know Devontae Parker, Deion Lewis, Jamison Crowder, pick 2 standard. Devontae Parker is going to have a big game. Undersized Tampa secondary. Jay Cutler bombing it. Devontae Parker when healthy. He's had back-to-back really strong games. He's at 283. I don't know how I missed. Should have scrolled down more. Check your watch, boy. Hunter didn't talk much after that. Oh man, Hunter watches the clock. 13 minutes left in the 4th. Kid can't be safe. Tim, whenever you want me to sneak in, I got some space in this area here. Or in this, like, left, in these margins here. Okay, so Devontae Parker, Jamison Crowder, I think your best options because you have double shootout potential. Jamison Crowder in the dome, becoming the number 1 target. Terrell Pryor out. Jordan Reed out. Austin, you're going to be good there. Hunter is walking trash. We did that. He told me something. Jimmy Morrow, we're moving on. I got you, Jimmy. One flex and one... Whoa. What's good, King Pass? I'm out here for you. Okay, Jimmy. 1 flex and 1 receiver open slot. Woods, Parker, Allen, Mixon, Jamal Williams. I Hundo P think Devontae Parker should be started today. Hundo P. I personally... I got an email about I just got an email about the Giants Chiefs total. I think we're gonna be fine on that. I think it's still gonna go over, but that was my source. I got a source there. Wide receivers are warming up with Eli. No sign of Shep. Shep's done. What's good, King Pass? We're here for you. Ask away any question you want. Jimmy should have Devontae Parker in his lineup, and then between Sanders and Woods, it's a high upside toss-up. I think Sanders has a higher upside, but I like Woods more because of that Bengals defense. But I understand if there's a blowout, and I understand that, boy, you mad because your team is the worst and they ain't playing right now, dumb, but you probably like the New York. I'm sorry, you were going to say something? You were going to say something? I know you might not have been born in 2007, but I know in 2011 you might have seen that wild card game when we safetied you on the first drive and then shut you out at home, huh? Michael Turner was the real deal, huh? Yeah, Tony Gonzalez really worked out for you. Glad you could get Tony G that last ring. You made him retire without a ring, you bums. He could have gone to the Patriots and gotten 3. He chose you. You let him down. Anyway. So it really comes down to Bobby Woods and Emmanuel Sanders. I think Woods will have more opportunities. Oh, Christian, what's up, man? Thanks for popping in. He called me boy with 2 eyes. I got upset. I got I would 100% go Bobby Dubs over Emmanuel Sanders. I'm going to save that in my notes, and I'm going to reach out to you personally, Jimmy, because I think that that's a big game today for the Rams. Honestly, in Minnesota makes me so nervous, but I would rather have Case Keenum as my quarterback, or not Case Keenum, Jared Goff as my quarterback than Brock Osweiler every time. So Robert Woods over E. Sanders, baby, was all. So let's just check last week's updates, by the way. Last week we did, these were last week's. Juju. We had Juju over Alfred Morris. There you go. Juju over Alfred Morris, Sterling Shepard over Keenan Allen, and Sanu over Funchess. So 2 out of 3. I try to keep transparent about these. Sanu over Funchess, obviously a miss. Sanu was a big-time chalk pick on DFS. Had his most disappointing game of the season. I think he had 3 for 23. But and then Funchess caught a touchdown on Monday night in a blowout. Questionable for Fournette is active. Leonard Fournette is active, says Shefty. I got to turn my brightness down, apparently. Leonard Fournette, active today. But those were our picks last week. We hit 2 out of 3. So I'm ripping here, man. I'm out here. Ugly, rat head, New York, giant head, ain't got no GF. We going to kill y'all when we play y'all. Hey, man, just make sure you play all 60 minutes. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure you play every 60 minutes. And guess what? If you win out, and win all the rings, and win all the games, and win a Super Bowl ring, you still have 3 less than the Giants. Oh, man. Isn't that incredible? It would actually take you 4 years worth of winning seasons to beat the Giants. And guess what? We beat the Patriots in a Super Bowl. Isn't that hysterical? But get that Adrian Claiborne jersey, because I know you had a best game he's ever had. Oh, Tom, you just missed it, man. You're in here 6 minutes late. I'm going at it. First question is Aaron Donald better than J.J. Watt? The answer is yes. J.J. Watt, no sacks this year. And J.J. Watt, man. Tim, I had a dude on Facebook do the old J.J. Watt emoji, the thinking emoji with like, oh, Colin Kaepernick, man of the year. J.J. Watt raised $37 million. And it was top my Facebook all week. Worst ratio. It had like 40 likes and 350 comments. Man, shut. Can't even draw. Hunter, I think you're having a better time than you would have watching ESPN. So mission accomplished, man. The bottom line is, this is better than ESPN. This is better than CBS. This is better than Bleacher Report. Yeah, seriously, you're reaching to the back line. Matthew Berry can't draw like this, boy. Matthew Berry ain't got no emoji board, boy. Matthew Berry's not doing Thanksgiving side dish rankings at 11:30, boy. But make fun of my face, because it's really all you got. Hunter, what's good? Hunter, who hurt you? Hunter, who hurt you? Tim. Same time. That's so good. All right, guys. Let's bring it back to football. Dude, we are out here, baby. I love it. I let my haters be my motivators. $2.83 on the board in honor of the Falcons. We should just put this. We should put Patriots Super Bowl 52 champs up there. I want to look at this weather. Oh, snake emoji. You got it, man. Well, I want to show the weather for today because it's pretty interesting. Give me a little tilt here. Hey, I slid myself over. And let me look up a snake emoji. I don't have. Oh my god, I burned out my green. This is the word. Oh, it's kind of back. Oh, can I put water on a marker? Will that like reinvigorate it? I think it will. Let's just try this. Let's try live on the air. I'm gonna fill this cap with water. All right, so now we got a little cap full of water, and I got my green Expo marker. That's dry. It's not working, and I'm just gonna give it a little slush. I'm not gonna put the cap back on the water. The water is almost empty, but I'm just gonna give it a little slush. Right? Reabsorb. Reabsorb. I don't think this is gonna work, but honestly, it's a dead marker if it doesn't. So we'll let that like dry, I guess. We'll do a shot of this water cap because it's got some extra paint in it. Delicious. Let's talk about the weather, boys. Cleveland, 39 degrees, 22-mile-per-hour winds. This is at kickoff. 65% chance humidity. If it gets any colder, it's called snow. We don't like that. Next is Chicago. Same thing. 15-mile-per-hour winds, 53% chance humidity. Again, 33, very likely chance of snow. Mentioned with Stafford's struggles in the past. Means I hate the Lions today. Next, we got East Rutherford, baby. 21-mile-per-hour winds. And excessive. Going to be cold. Going to be windy. No bueno. And lastly, Green Bay. Another similar game. 52% humidity. 14 miles per hour winds. Probably some excessive elements. Going to impact the play. We have to be conscious of these things moving forward today. That dude laughing his head off hurt me, but won't fight because I'll beat his ass. What's going on? Nabil, what's going on? Oh. Yo, I love this show. This is my favorite show, and I'm on it. But what? I gotta get the snake emoji queued up, and we're 15 minutes away from Thanksgiving side dish power rankings. Oh, good DFS stacks today. There are 3 good DFS stacks today that I like, and they're all I love 3 quarterback tight end stacks. Oh man. What was I doing? Fuck. What was I doing? Oh, King Pass. I think you should start Fournette. Fournette's active, and Fournette's got to go in Cleveland. Elements. He's going to be there. Oh, I was going to look up snake emoji. Woo! Oh, man. There's so much green in this, man. Best DFS tight end stacks. Number 3, Derek Carr and Jared Cook. Jared Cook's been a really quiet monster the last couple weeks. He's had increasing touch rates and snap counts. He's really become a very big, like, the third banana in that offense. Tim, I got nothing on this green, man. Nothing on. I tried, man. It's doing more erasing than drawing. No. Kyle, what's going on, man? Scroll up in the chat if you can see it. It's been a pretty good 10 minutes. Number 2, DFS stack tight end. I like Brady. Brady and Gronk is the number 1. Brady on the road in high-scoring games with a healthy Gronk. Gronk is averaging like 1.2 touchdowns per game in those matchups. Gronk always comes through on the road in big matchups. The Raiders' linebacking core is terrible, and their safeties haven't been able to stop tight ends worth dick. It's a really good upside play, and you're gonna pay for it. It's the big expensive one, but I think it could be worth it because I think they'll have a good chance because they can't really run the ball. They'll keep throwing, and then the third is Alex Smith and Travis Kelce. The Giants are one of the worst teams in the league to tight ends. Travis Kelce's the best tight end in the league, and he's gonna score. My big question is the wind, obviously. Because if you're going to pay for Alex Smith and Travis Kelce, you obviously want the conditions to be ideal. But the problem is... Oh, this is interesting. Chris Ivory is battling an illness and will have limited snaps. So Fournette is going to be active. Chris Ivory is battling an illness and will have limited snaps. That's crazy. So number 1... is oh my god, this chat. You're gonna pay for it. So the wind makes me nervous, but Alex Smith's running ability, the Giants suck against running quarterbacks, and I think it could be really profitable. I think Kareem Hunt can also have a big day. Now I'm coming back to the questions. Nico, I got you. Who's worth getting if I give up AP and TY in a package? So AP and TY, it's low basement but high upside. So it depends on who you need. You're giving up, oh my God, Jesus, no reporting. You're giving up a running back and a receiver. So it really depends on what position you need more. If you're giving up AP and TY, I would want one stud. So I would want one top 10 guy out of those two. So AP and TY, give me like, I guess I would trade Tevin Coleman for that. Or nothing too crazy. Maybe you could get Dez if a team really needed a running back. Oh my God, Hunter, man, it's a family show. Hunter, it's a family show, man. This snake is like it's got 2 folds. It's got a down. I'm working on drawing a snake. Can I please get rid of Hunter? I mean, he's not saying anything bad. Sorry, dude. Tell that Tanner guy to stop. I mean, Hunter, you kind of started it, man. Just ill it, boo. The Falcons lost. You don't think I ate dick when the Giants lost to the Ravens 41-0 in a Super Bowl? It's the fucking worst day of 4th grade, man. Yeah, dude, he does this all the time, Hunter. But it's a fantasy football show. You just come in here spamming Atlanta Falcons. I want you to be cool and ask me, you know, what's the best spaghetti sauce, rank pizza toppings. You don't have to apologize. Your first time here, man. We get weird. This is a weird show. The best outcome, though, is you are still here and you're having fun. You're having fun, more fun than you would be with Matthew Berry. If you're having more fun than you would have be watching Matthew Berry, bleep it. We'll do it live, dude. That's the point of the show. As long as that's happening, you make me a happy camper. I'm happy you're spending time with me, Hunter. Honestly, I don't care. I love it. I love it. I'm laughing a ton, and you guys are just eating up the second hour. I don't want to talk. I don't want to answer about Damian Williams. I hate taking Damian Williams questions. I got my one monster sleeper today. Nobody's guessed it. I got to go to my team. I got to find a way to replace Chris Ivory in my lineup because I'm a schmuck, and I snuck him into my lineup because I also thought Kelvin Benjamin was hurt because I'm a paid fantasy football expert who apparently has lucid dreams about injury reports, and now I'm trying to draw a snake emoji for $2.83. Okay, King Pass puts a cherry on it. It's the Checkdown Week 11. Ah-ya! Run the theme song. I'm drawing a snake emoji. I wish I had a producer to yell things at. Nabil, I will send you signed memorabilia, and if you pay double, I'll send you used socks like a good Pinot actress. I'll take socks. They gotta be old and used. Hey, I'll go to the gym in half an hour. Half an hour in the gym in those socks, baby. Come on, would I wash them for you, man? I'm trying to get money here. I think it's the best show. I'm really glad Ben from Heavy.com popped in earlier and asked Blake Bortles and Derek Carr. Hopefully he left and didn't have his 2 children around while we started doing the last segment. Hunter, you can't tell other people to stop, though. That's kind of like a big thing. Hunter, you can't silence other people, though. We have First Amendment. All right, here's our snake emoji, baby. This is Emoji Board Season 1. We're sneaking them in. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. For $2.83 and no green marker, and I can't draw, I think that's pretty good. Taylor Swift's about to bang on him again. Okay. Everybody give me your favorite track from the new album. Look at that snake. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. I just don't feel like that's stable. I just feel like that's coming down in the next 15 minutes. Sterling Shepard officially inactive. That's good for now. Okay, how about it? Okay, what's going on, Brett? Yeah, we keep Fournette in. Ivory is... you can't tell people to stop doing that, Hunter. Ivory is limited with sickness. Fournette definitely over Collins or Eckler. Yes. Fournette over. Yes. Tony, do what you got to do. Bad weather in Cleveland. That means we run the ball. Run the ball. Tanner, don't incite conflict. Sounds of CSG. Welcome, man. Welcome. I love that you keep popping in. I love it. I love it. I wish we had some sort of loyalty card. Ginn, Fitzgerald, Thomas. Standard. Also feeling Bruce Ellington. Oh, you might have said the secret word. We got somebody that's 8% owned in ESPN that we like to score a touchdown today. So here's the thing. Oh, Tim, savagery, but it's also pretty good. It's pretty good. It's more like her roots. I like the acoustic. I like stripped down. There's too much Max Martin on the album. Okay, so Ginn, Fitz, Thomas. I need to know which Thomas sounds of CSG. Give me which Thomas leaning Fitz because he is the GOAT. Blaine Gabbert's not going to stop me from starting Larry Fitzgerald against a bum defense. Fitz is good. And where else am I missing questions? Give me sounds. I need to know if it's Demaryius Thomas, no changes. If it's Michael Thomas, I do like Michael Thomas because I missed some of the stuff, man. Okay, strong wins in New York. Better play for Hunt and Kelsey. I think it's a Kareem Hunt great day, and I also think that the Chiefs are going to be fine. Wind is bad, only going to affect the kickers, and that means less punting and less field goals, more fourth downs. Do it, do it, do it. Yeah, Demaryius can say late. Everybody say make me choke if you play Antonio Brown this week. Yo, King, I like you. You can hang. I got to go into my lineups and fix my Chris Ivory debacle, guys. But let me get set for the next hour and a half of the show because we're a little bit behind. We did our weather watch, but I have some trade deadline all-stars because the last week of the trade deadline is this week for ESPN Standard Leagues. And if you're like me and you have tough lineup decisions each week, you should be making those decisions easier on yourself by trading quality assets from get a better overall basement score for your team. Okay, Pumpkin? We got to take Chris Ivory out. Boy, this is sad. Okay. All right, I got to make some real changes here. Hey. Yeah, Chris Ivory sick, not going to play. Armo, what's going on? Someone's a little yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. Never even came out for warm-ups. The Giants receivers today are Roger Lewis, Tavares King, Travis Rudolph, and Khalif Raymond. So, remember, guys, Cigar Aficionado picked the Giants to go to the Super Bowl. Never forget. I'm taking Patrick Murray as my kicker because I hate the elements in this matchup. And then give me... Man, life is hard, man. You guys are killing it today. Armel, I'm having a great time. Oh, guys. Oh, my gosh. HQ. So if you're with me here right now and you have an iPhone, there's an app called HQ. It gives away free money for trivia. Tonight, every day, they play 2 live trivia games for $1,000. Tonight at 9 p.m., their live trivia game is for $7,500. It's totally free, totally free. They don't want your email. They don't want your Facebook. You sign up with your cell phone, iPhone only. Promo code Checkdown. Promo code Checkdown. Promo code Checkdown. One word. Good luck tonight. Message me $7,500 tonight. I almost made a graphic for it, but I just feel like that's too much. I'm a shill. I'm a shill, guys. I can't help it. I'm trying to find a replacement for Chris Ivory right now, and I'm looking through free agency, and that's what I'm doing, guys. Honestly, it wouldn't be so bad to take one of these scrub Giants receivers because there's nobody else. But my boy that I'm hyping him up is here, so I got to go with the hype up boy. Hype up boy. Okay, we're here. All right, guys, we're getting ready to do the thing with the thing. Sorry. Thanksgiving side dish power rankings. I'm getting my lineup straight is really important. I got to get my lineup. These injuries come out. The injury results come out the same time for everybody. We're all working with the same information, and we all have to react appropriately in the same window of time. I think it's fair. Okay, I am finishing up. All right, guys, let's do this, baby. It's 11:30. Is Hunter still out here? Let me just make sure Hunter's still here. I'm not going to do this next segment without him in here. Anybody? Anybody seen that man? Llama, there goes that man. Llama, there goes that man. All right, baby. Here we go. 11:30. Bring it back to the main. This is it, baby. Okay, so it's week 11, and you know what that means. It's the last week before Thanksgiving. Next week's going to be a very different show because we'll be without 3 games on the schedule because they'll all be played on Thursday. Now, Thursday, we might do a special episode of the Checkdown where we talk about all the Thursday matchups, but now we're here the Sunday before. You got to get cooking early. You got to do some prep. You got to get yourself ready for Turkey Day. So without a doubt, without further ado, here are your top 5 Thanksgiving side dishes. Oh boy, Turkey Day. Number 5, gravy. Gravy is the make or break Thanksgiving side. It can go on everything. Now, normally in Thanksgiving, you want to have a decent separation on your plate. Nuh-uh. Put the gravy over the top, gravy over everything. But the real strength for gravy is the next day because nothing finishes off your leftover sandwich like a high quality gravy. It can be hot, and honestly, it's an underrated condiment based on annual usage rate. When we talk about how good condiments are versus how often we get to put them on sandwiches, this is gravy season, baby, and it belongs on this list. Number 4 is stuffing. Stuffing is super important to any Thanksgiving meal. The texture is probably the biggest variance in a home-to-home Thanksgiving dinner. Never put your stuffing inside the turkey because the raw bird will lead the stuffing to kill you. The best stuffings have a little element of protein, maybe a little sausage, maybe a little spice, keeping it nice. But most of all, you just need stale bread, stale croutons. I like Baby Bites. This is where it's like a bread dish, but it's where I want to get like 30% of my vegetables for the day. Stuffing is a Mando Brando Thanksgiving side dish. Third is gravy. Gravy is a make or break dish, right? Most Thanksgiving sides, you want to spread them along and keep everything different, not gravy. You want to pour it all around and get gravy in there. The best thing that gravy's for is the leftovers the next day. Gravy is the best complement to your next day sandwiches, hot or cold, and it's for a seasonal usage rate, it's not high enough because gravy is something that can always complement a sandwich, but this is the season that we get to use gravy. We don't use gravy enough. Number 2 is gravy. It's a make or break side dish, right? Now, most side dishes, you want to get them their own space and have good spacing, not with gravy. You want to pour it all over, get nice good gravy layer on your Thanksgiving plate. But the real key for gravy is leftover sandwiches the next day. It's a total game changer for your turkey, your stuffing, your cranberry, and then you lay that gravy on top. It's also got a great seasonal usage rate for how good of a condiment it is. We don't use gravy the rest of the year for how really high quality of a side dish it is, right? Like, we need more gravy in our lives, and Thanksgiving is the only time we get to use it. If you don't have gravy on your table, I'm burning your house down. Our number 1 Thanksgiving side dish is potatoes. I don't care how you make them. I don't care how you get them. Mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, scalloped potatoes, potatoes au gratin. Put some cheese on them. Put some garlic in them. Give me them potatoes. I had a Thanksgiving sin a couple years ago. I went to an old people Thanksgiving. It's just my lifestyle. And I had an old lady make her sweet potatoes with pineapple. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's not good. I don't need that pop of juice in my potatoes. Just layer me some scalloped potatoes with some cheese, more cheese, and bake it and put it in my mouth. Scalloped potatoes are also great for a sandwich because I want potatoes on my sandwich. I want potatoes in my mouth. I just want to be a funnel for carbs on Thursday. These are your Checkdown Thanksgiving side dish power rankings. Know them, love them, be safe on Thanksgiving, and always, always, always try to impress your friends with the best dish. I hope you enjoyed that. That's the way we do it, baby. 900, comeback king. Oh, hey, Matthew Stafford's in here. It's an honor. It's an honor, baby. Thanks for popping in before the game. What's happening? Okay. Friendsgiving, green bean casserole, or y'all grandma's oven is broke. Oh, Javi, I got you. Javi, Peterson, Fournette, standard. 100% Fournette. Don't hate the great. I'm glad you guys picked up on the gravy. If it was funny, it was funny with the gravy. I'm trying. Yeah, good list. Thank you, guys. Replays in the building. How we doing? You guys missed a really fun exchange about an hour ago. Jacob, I saw your question about Marvin Jones. I'm sorry I didn't get to you earlier. I'm coming back around. Honorable mentions on that list. Obviously mac and cheese, obviously green bean casserole. I'm a big cream spinach guy. I'm a big Brussels sprouts cooked in bacon juices guy. I'm a big, not a big cranberry sauce guy, but I understand his value. Off the list, kashka varnishkas, no thanks. And now, we move on. Because we're hitting our 3rd hour, because we're breezing on today's show. Yeah, always Fournette over AP and McKinnon. The ankle stuff scared me too earlier in the week, but I think we're past that. I think the weather, he can just have a good game. He can just pound the rock. Matthew Stafford wants to know before his game starts. Eli Apple is inactive today. It's a healthy scratch. I really feel for this kid, man. His mom's been in the hospital all season long, man. That's so rough. That's not the tone the Checkdown's been taking for 2.5 hours. Tim hates stuffing. Let me know in the chat if that surprises you that Tim hates stuffing. Matthew Stafford wants to know, Kelvin Benjamin or Demaryius Thomas standard? That's a good question. I'm going to go Kelvin Benjamin because I think DT is healthy, but also Kelvin Benjamin draws Casey Hayward. It's a bad shadow. He's got Nathan Peterman. All things add up for some Kelvin Benjamin disappointment. I've said it earlier today in the show, but if you're facing Antonio Brown and you just feel like you need Hail Marys, nobody's going to hate you for taking a red zone threat like Kelvin Benjamin. I just don't think that the Bills will be able to move the ball well with Peterman today. How do I think Marvin Jones does today? So, Marvin Jones had a couple of huge weeks, regressed a little bit last week. Matthew Stafford's had some really awful games against this specific Bears defensive scheme. He didn't peak over 225 in 2 games last year, Jake. I tentatively like Marvin Jones, but I think the elements are going to make that game tough, like some other ones. What's going on, Suhu? Thank you. I don't think I put... Yeah, Scott, I really sold gravy short there. Kiazo is copy-pasting his lineup problems for me. Budo wants to know Danny Woodhead or Jared Cook. I like Cook today. Cook, very high usage rate. Patriots don't cover the tight end too well. Cranberry Jelly, of course you like. Osman! Leonard Fournette is active today. We like Osman, and we like Fournette over the Alex Collins 4-man committee. Keep it moving, baby, baby. Got into a fight with Russell Wilson. Does his jaw injury hurt his performance? I ensure you Russell Wilson's going to have a good game today. Gotcha. Doesn't surprise me. Matthew Stafford wants to know. I think you should start Demaryius Thomas. I know it's rough. I'm the GOAT. I like when Matthew Stafford comes in with his hashtags and then refers to himself like of course I'm Matthew Stafford. Like, what the, come on, man. Didn't you read my name? What's going on, Ben? Thank you so much for popping into the show. I really appreciate it. I'm here, man. I answer your question as soon as you type it in. That's just the way the show works. But I gotta do I missed one. Did I miss one? Corey Coleman have any value rest of the season? I think he does. I just think it has to be tempered with the way the Browns offense is working. Browns offense no good, Corey Coleman no good, but I'd rather roster him over. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Rashard Matthews. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than like the third Chiefs receiver. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Marquise Goodwin. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Dontrell Inman. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Shepard, the Panthers' third receiver. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Zay Jones. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Torrey Smith. I'd rather have Corey Coleman than Jeremy Curley. Does anybody have Jeremy Curley? All right, let's get back into it. That was a fun game, though. I'm going to clear up the chat with these questions. Kyle didn't laugh at my insure joke. I'm mad. And then I'm going to come back through with some trade deadline all-stars. Budo, hang tight, man, and let me know your top 5 tracks off the T-Swift, because Tim likes New Year's Day because it's the last song. Osman, Celtics or any other team? How about Brad Stevens over any other coach? And then we'll settle the rest later. Good Lord, that dude can coach a basketball team. Good Lord. That's the question I was missing. Ben, I got you. RB2, PPR, Pirine, Woodhead, McKissick. That is a legitimately tough one. If it's PPR, I want to lean Woodhead. I understand McKissick could outperform him, and Pirine maybe out-touch him, but I don't think Pirine will get the catches to make up the scoring difference. It's a Woodhead McKissick coin flip. Honestly, McKissick has been lining up as a receiver, and that's a huge boost for his PPR stock. So McKissick is the cute play. I would say Woodhead is the upside play because we have no idea what his snap count's going to be like, but I think they're both going to finish around 9 to 11 points. Never forget. Suhu, Abdullah Burkhead. Abdullah Burkhead sounds like the Prime Minister of Turkmenistan. Abdullah Burkhead, Crowell, Rod Smith, PPR pick 2. I love Burkhead. Rod Smith, this is actually a pretty difficult question. PPR kind of messes up my Crowell stock here. Abdullah Burkhead, Crowell, Rod Smith, PPR pick 2. I'm going to save this one because it is 100%, it's a tricky one, and I think that you're really not dealing with a huge point variance there. Obviously, I'm big on Sex Burkhead, so I'm going to tell you to pick Burkhead because it's funnier. What's up, Clay Brown? Thanks for hanging, man. Burkhead, Crowell, Rod Smith, pick 2. Abdullah came back with a little bit of vengeance last week. Grinder game. Abdullah, Burkhead, Crowell, Rod Smith. I kind of like Crowell. The elements support a good Crowell game, but PPR messes me up because the other 3 are strong PPR. This is just for Suhu's question. Crowell, I do think, has had his best 2 games of the season the past 2 weeks, so I might as well just keep riding this. But stay in the flames against a not great run defense that Austin Eckler had a good game against. Miller kissing him off. Tanner, show him. Clayton Brown is getting kissed off by Lamar Miller. All right, Ben, let's finish out here. Give me McKissick, and let's go to Suhu. Give me Burkhead and Crowell. Abdullah, is losing touches with the fumbles. Rod Smith facing a really good defense. Currently have Abdullah Burkhead in. I don't think there's any reason to get cute, but I understand why Crowell would have a better game than both of them. Elements scare me, but the elements also scare me in Chicago. I'm most confident about Burkhead Crowell, and that means it'll probably be wrong, but I'm going to save that. Burke and Crow over Abdullah and Rod Smith. Then we're going to show pictures of the Rod. All right, Clayton. Joel, then we'll get to Budo. 2 running backs, Jordan Howard, Adrian Peterson, Jamal Williams. Give me Howard and Peterson based upon matchups and volume. Well, give me Howard because he's a stunner, workhorse, and then give me Peterson based off volume and matchup over Williams' volume and matchup. Definitive list for Budo. Did something bad. New Year's Day, getaway car, don't blame me, dancing with our hands tied. You are going to get blocked for not having Delicate in there. So, boom, there you go. Enjoy the block. I'm not blocking you. But the promo code for HQ is Checkdown. HQ is an iPhone trivia game. They don't ask for your email. They don't ask for your Facebook. It's just a live trivia game, 9 p.m., $7,500 first prize, 9 p.m. The Checkdown, not the Checkdown, just Checkdown promo code. HQ app, iPhone only, live trivia, 3 and 9 p.m. Be there. I'll be there. Promo code Checkdown. I hate having to wait till Monday, Ben. It's the worst, man. It ruins Mondays, honestly. Sitting on one fantasy player, unbelievable. iPhone only. iPhone only. Tim would win. Is the worst part. Is it's trivia. Tim would be really, really good at it, but he doesn't have an iPhone. PPR, Chris Thompson or Lamar Miller. Miller's kissing me off. I would take the kisses, but just go with Chris Thompson. I've said it earlier in the show. I think Chris Thompson is the #1 offensive asset on that team. Chris Thompson, then Vernon Davis, and Kirk Cousins running the ball in that order. It's really not great. So that's where we live there. Chris Thompson should be your #2 running back the rest of the season. I think that's totally fair. Moving on. We got to get to our all-star team. Promo code for HQ is Checkdown, one word. Suhu, PPR, 2 running back and a flex. Kamara, Ajayi, Woodhead. Give me Kamara and Ajayi all the time, and then Duke Johnson. That's easy. Signed up. Beautiful. Promo code Checkdown. I'll wait for my notification. Sit or bench Keenum versus Rams today. Joel, I need to know your other option. I mean, Keenum's decent, but I need to know the other option. Clayton, give me your one more. Oh, only one. Aguilar, Nelson, or Cup. I like Aguilar because okay, if you're playing Antonio Brown, go Aguilar. If you think the game is much, much winnable, go Cup. Cup leads the Rams in red zone targets. At Minnesota makes me nervous. I'd rather have Aguilar, but his lack of production sometimes is incredibly frustrating. No, I would probably bench Keenum at Minnesota. If it was home, if it was in LA, I'd feel a little bit better. At Minnesota, little bit tougher. Where's my HQ promo code kicking? Budo, download it. HQ app for iPhones. Live. Promo code Checkdown, one word. Great, thanks. Keep banging that gravy drum. Red eye, beef stock, hot grave. Come on, man. Gravy. No restaurants have gravy. Gravy's awesome. Keenum on the Vikings. No, I know Keenum. I didn't say which Keenum. I said if it was in LA, he'd have a much better chance. Oh, Keenum on the Vikings. Oh my God. You're right. Case Keenum was on the Rams last year. Give me a break. I just went high speed through like 9 picks. Case Keenum was in fact a Ram last year. I think he's a fine start. Wow, I really did that. I really called Case Keenum a Ram today, baby. I called Case Keenum a Ram, and I called Kelvin Benjamin injured. Fire up Chris Thompson. I love scrolling Twitter when I'm live on YouTube. Gonna ask Keenum Bortles. Didn't hear what you said earlier. I would have said Keenum. Bortles has too much to deal with today with the elements. I'd be so mad if he tossed 3 today. There's no way. But I think people sometimes freak out, especially with DFS. Sometimes people freak out over the weather. This is the NFL. Like, we've never played bad weather games in high school or college. Like, all these guys have been playing bad weather football since they were 8 years old. Like, we can get over the fact that the wind. You enter the promo code in the main menu. So it goes live at 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. It just turns into a live trivia show. I don't remember where it is. Your referral code is Checkdown. I'm sending you... No, there's places... It's like referral. It's like tell your friends, invite. There's a place where it's like, who told you? Who told you? I have not gotten past question 6. It's 12 questions. You get them all right, you win, and everybody splits the cash. And then when you have over $20 in there, you PayPal it automatically. Last night, 4 people were left after 80,000 people. 80,000 people started, and 4 people won and split $1,000. So really good, really good. You said start Howard AP, but I picked up Jamal Williams and Keenum. Nice, dude. I would start Howard. I would start Jordan Howard 100p. We're moving, baby. So this is the last week of the ESPN trade deadline, and a lot of people are coming at me saying, pick 3 of 4 and then give me 4 really good players. Let me put it to you this way. If you have 4 really good players and you can only start 3, you need to find a way to trade one of those guys and to get yourself a quality asset to get you a more balanced roster. So I think that it's time we look at just some guys that we can pick up. I just have one for every skill position of guys that have good schedules and good production projected that we can, move forward and have a nice little run to end the season. So the first name I have is Marcus Mariota. It's not. It's Jay Ajayi. So Jay Ajayi is tough because I think this is the last day you're going to be able to make a move for Ajayi, because I truly think that, hiccups, baby. Last hour. Here they come. Hiccups. Brutal. What's up, Clay? You have a question? Trade deadline's always too early. Yeah, but this is the last week, so this is the last week you're going to be able to get Ajayi. I think he's going to have a really strong game tonight. So try to make a move today because it's a Sunday night game, and see if your commission will just push it through for next week, because I really think that could be like a Sunday night rejection. I wanted you to know this information yesterday. Next name is Mike Evans. We talked about Mike Evans. Let me just go right back to it. This was our Mike Evans segment last week, where Mike Evans has a very strong schedule to finish the season, and people were kind of forgetting about him because of his suspension. The numbers don't really match up when you look at all receivers because he did serve a suspension. So Mike Evans is a guy that could blow up at the end of the season. Fitzpatrick loves his jump ball receivers. You got to remember that. And that's someone that, trade a good running back and a tight end. See if you can go 2 for 1, free up some space for yourself, and go get that elite player. Tight end, Evan Engram. Probably another big day for him today without Shepard. He leads all tight ends in targets. Targets turn into yards. Yards turn into touchdowns. He's a big body. He's blocking better. He's on the field the entire game, and he's a stud in the making. Even if it's dynasty, I would really, really try to go get Evan Engram. And your quarterback, I know he had his worst game of the season, but that's why you should go for Marcus Mariota. You'll have a whole week to play low on Mariota, because here's the thing. Mariota has to close the season against his division, the AFC South, one of the worst divisions in football. The good news is he's playing the Jaguars week 17. So he's playing the best defense left on his schedule the week that fantasy football is over. So you're just going to catch the Colts and the Texans, and I think the 49ers over the next weeks, and he's slated to shred. Listen, this is the ultimate. You wouldn't think we'd have buy lows 11 weeks into the season, but here we are looking at M squared. I know he only has 4 or 5 touchdown passes this year, but the schedule dictates positive matchups along the way. If you don't know who to start, if you were riding Tyrod, if you're streaming, he could be your lockdown guy rest of the season and could just go on that run. He was lights out in the second half last year. Listen, this is a gamble, but this is gambling. Look at your team right now. Let's take this graphic down. Come on, bring it in. Look at me. Bring it in. Bring it in real close. if you're looking at your roster, let me take this right in here. If you're looking at your roster today and you're not the best team in the league, and you're looking at the best team in the league and thinking, how am I ever going to compete with them? If you're not scoring in the top 3 in scoring, if you know that you're just a fringe playoff team and it's a redraft league, what have you got to lose? Make the move. Make the big move. Just make the big move because you have nothing to lose. If you don't get any points for being in 5th place in your league, what have you got to lose by being an average team? Just go for it, man. Just go for it, and it's more fun. Trading is fun. Getting into people's DMs and texts and trying to get them to deal their players is fun. New players is exciting. The stretch run is about making the moves necessary. Not all the moves, just the best moves. So I hope you guys take that segment into consideration as we head into the ESPN trade deadline this week. Do something. Do something. If you don't think you have a league-winning team, try to turn yourself into a league-winning team. Reset the diaphragm, baby. You called it, Kyle. Nice. I have a Jai. Should I sit him? I think I just told you to start him like 3 minutes ago, Joel. I think Ajayi's going to have a nice game, and he's going to be harder to trade because he's going to be the number 1 in the number 1 rushing offense. And that is, it makes things tough. Should I start Danny with the good head? I don't think so, Jonathan. I think if you have other running backs to put in, just because you're on like a 4-way split there, it's just not a good look for someone that's most 1/4 of the touches. Same thing with Eckler. Eckler sneaked in 2 touchdowns last week, but he also fumbled the game away. So I would say a big Melvin Gordon bounce back game last week. Vinny Goo. I love that name, Vinny Goo. I really hope you're a bookmaker or a pizza man, Vinny Goo, because that name is molto bene. Vinny Goo. Thanks for the help. Dez or Witten? I'm starting Dak. Oh, Dez every time. Witten is a safety blanket that is much better at real football than any type of statistical fantasy football. Dez Bryant is the number 1. No Zeke. I'm worried about the pass protection for Dak and him being able to get time to Dez, but the Eagles are a pass funnel defense, and Dez Bryant should be consistently winning his matchups tonight. And if the Cowboys have any chance at winning tonight's game, it's a big game, that is going to go through Dez Bryant. It's got to happen. Heading into the final hour of our show, boys and girls, do I answer Amari or Woods? My bad, phone cut off for like 5 minutes. I didn't answer that, but I will think about it while I stretch a little bit. Shefty with the good tweets. So in our last hour, we are going to do, oh my God. What's on the schedule? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, our last second starts, and we're going to do our draft on draft. So let's talk for like 5 minutes. We'll get into we'll play the theme song at 12, then we'll do last second starts, then we'll finish our questions, and then we'll get ready for our live draft on draft. I got to tell you something, guys. I made the best bet I've ever made, and it kicks off today. Woods, next question. Tim's got you. AJ Green or Michael Thomas? Stan. Tony, man. Tony Montana. That's a big question. I love both of them, obviously. AJ Green's a stud and should be in your lineup every week. Regardless, he's matchup proof, except for Jalen Ramsey, apparently, because he's not left hook proof. But Michael Thomas has been the most consistent scorer, highest floor among elite receivers. So it's Michael Thomas, and then if you're feeling frisky, cram AJ Green in there. I think it has to be done. Yeldon's available. The only reason I would start Yeldon is if you were starting Ivory. I don't think you need to get Yeldon in there. If you think Fournette's really that banged up, go Yeldon, but I don't think it's that kind of game. Cleveland's got a better run defense than you think. It's the passing that people worry about, and that's why we've gotten a lot of Bortles questions today. But the elements won't permit that kind of game. So we're gonna back. Okay, so after the Giants got smoked by the Eagles, I went on to my book and I looked at a lot of good matchups, and what I was getting was some future lineups down the road, and I had some change in my pocket, so I made a few advanced wagers, future props, I guess. for games that hadn't happened yet. So today, right? So this is after the Chiefs started like 3-0 and the Giants are 0-3, but people thought the Giants were just unlucky, like Beckham would come back and save them. I have the Chiefs even money today against the Giants. Even money, baby. 10.5 point favorite now. I just got them to win. Maybe the slickest bet your boy has ever wagered. That means I'm 100% going to lose. The Giants are going to win today. I don't know how I manage these curses. I'm just talented. Adams, thank you for popping in. You've missed a super lit first 2 hours. We had some really fun. Fournette doesn't like the cold, but that doesn't make him not a good running back. That just makes him a whiner. He's going to play. He's going to be really good. He's still strong. You're spot on with the name. Family-owned pizzeria, Vinny Goo. I love it. I love it. Mwah! Molto bene. Yeah, Budo. Fournette said earlier in this week that he's like, I don't like the cold. I hate playing in the cold. The cold hurts. I've always avoided the cold. The cold's miserable. It's not saying I won't play. I would just prefer not to. Yeah, and everyone's just like, what a punk. Like, what are you doing? It's the same guy who said the NFL was slow and he looked pretty good. Adams, I am very much unsold on Alfred Morris. I don't like him. No PPR usage is sandpaper on my soul. SEC guys are soft. I mean, it's also 20% of the NFL. Damon Harrison is active. That's good news for the Giants. Real quick, guys, if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, at the Rick Rosen, I suggest you do so because I'm sitting at 598 followers. Oh, that's white. 598. We got to fix that. Let's get to 600. My ratio's not good. Tim's upset. But this chat does not know about Mind Blown Productions, a college venture. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. One of the 600. It's like the 300, but twice as good. Have fun in the playoffs. I have most checkdown hours logged this season. You do get a prize. I'll get you later, buddy. Enough to start Kenyon Drake over Morris today. I could see how that would be an option. I could see how your brain would lean that way. Truthfully, I think I would rather go neither. I would probably go Burkhead over them. Move all the bowl games north of the Mason-Dixon. We'll see who the best conference is. It would be the Big Ten, obviously. I told my rugby day if it was below 40, I wasn't playing. That's amazing. Nabil, Latavius or Marvin Jones. Really tough matchup. Latavius's increased workload make him a slightly more confident, touchdown-dependent flex play. Here come the hiccups. Oh man, if you could trade DeMarco for Ajayi, I would. Why do I hiccup? Because my voice is doing this. The air, my diaphragm's just getting worked because my diaphragm just goes for 2 hours. Eat some baklava. It sticks. No, I just gotta reset my diaphragm with heavy breathing. Murray's a touchdown-dependent flex, so I would go Marvin Jones, but I'm not crazy about either. Nabil, I thoroughly hate both of those options this week. Theme song while we reset our breath. Theme song. All right. Switch it. Damn. Budo didn't even tell me that he hates delicate. Get rid of hiccups. You have to drink water with your head lower than your chest. That's what people keep telling me. Dude, just chugging worked like 3 times last week. Chugging really dug me out of a hole. But, oh, Jackson, what's up, man? Wentz or Smith? I like Wentz. If I have to choose one because of the wind, Wentz to slow. Wentz to slow. What did I just say? Wentz to shred. Shred is what I meant to say. Ugh. Drake, Burkhead, or Doug Martin? Sounds of CSG. I like Martin for the volume, but I think Burkhead can score. But I'm very biased if you're a fan of the show. Montana, Phil Rivers, or Matt Stafford? I love Rivers over Stafford. Why do you hiccup? Because of the diaphragm. Sounds wants Burkhead. Or Jackson wants Burkhead for Sounds. But Doug Martin is a volume RB2 this week. Burkhead is a flex RB2 with a PPR upside. No, I'm hiccuping. No buffering. I'm hiccuping. I only dropped 14 frames over the last 2 hours, so pretty good. Coffee's probably not going to help. Pencil under the tongue. Wow, graphite. Mr. Honest, how do you do today? I miss Hunter too. Hill versus the Giants, Bobby Dubs versus the Vikings, Landry versus the Bucks, Cooper versus the Pats. Those are really rough choices. If the weather was good, I'd say Hill. Now I'd say it's up to you because of PPR. It's difficult. I would say Landry, PPR upside if it's PPR. If it's not PPR, give me Cooper and Hill. I think Hill's the guy there. Sorry. Oh my God. Burns, I totally understand. I think, how does hiccups not happen to people on radio? I think these 4-minute commercial breaks, they just do these. Commercials, they gotta just be chugging water. All right, I'm missing some stuff here. Honest, if the weather was good, I would take Hill. I need to know if it's PPR. Cooper highest upside, Landry second highest upside, Wood then Hill. Hill's the big play guy, better on the road. God, this is killing me. That's a really tough 2 out of 4. So good luck with that. I'm just kidding. I Tell me who's in now. Me mo moo. Me my me mo my. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1 1 5 4 5 3 5 2 5 1 5 2 5 3 2 1. Oh my God! Right on cue at the end of that. Chris Chong, Ajayi or Thompson? Ideally both. Ajayi will probably have a nice week. I think Chris Thompson's gonna be a stud with Mommy Made Me Mash My M&Ms. Yeah, it was really good. So Thompson with no Pryor, no Jordan Reed. I think Chris Thompson's gonna have a really good game today, and I think this is Why would someone's mom make them do that? The same reason she would make her kids sell seashells on the street. Terrible parenting. Fill your lungs up with air as much as possible and hold your breath at the top of your chest for 20-30 seconds. Works every time. First, let's set the timer. 30 seconds on the clock. I hope that was as riveting for you as it was for me. That's just riveting internet television there. Are we watching a man struggle on YouTube? Absolutely. Die? Never. Marvin Jones or Cooper? JC, that's like a really tough question. I would say Cooper if you're playing Antonio Brown. Man, how far has Amari Cooper fallen this year? It's absolutely crazy. But I don't think that the Patriots defense is that good that we're just going to ignore Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper is very good, and I would hate if Amari Cooper was on my bench and he was pooping. To me, I drafted Amari Cooper. I just got to eat that L every week and take the results as I need them. I have a team with Amari Cooper. I have not benched him once. I am a playoff team. Is the rest of my team very good? You goddamn right it is. You're watching the Checkdown. It's my show. But I'm not getting off this horse. He's my stud, regardless of what the box scores say, and I start my studs. More like Amari Pooper. By the way, no hiccups. Am I right? Am I right? Here it comes. Nope, we did it. Hiccups that only a hollow point can cure, and a face that only Hunter can love. Yo, Hunter, he was in here for like, he had 28.3 messages. Sharia? Would you start Robert Woods? I might. Robert Woods has decent upside, but it's in Minnesota, so I don't feel great about it. I would feel much better, JC, if it was not GC, Sharia, if it was in LA, but it's not. We got to get to JC's question. Marvin Jones or Cooper? I've got Diggs, Keenan Allen, and Dez. See, I think Keenan Allen, Diggs, and Dez are all good for good weeks. I think those three guys are good. If you have three good receivers, I don't see how you're in such a shit spot, because whoever, they're going to outscore whatever replacement value guy you're going to be able to get in there. Let's keep it moving. IDK, when my phone keeps cutting up, my bad. I'm just going to ask, and if you answered, I apologize. P. Ryan, Mixon, CJ, or Latavius. PPR, pick one. Wow, that's really terrible. I don't think you asked that yet. Sheree, thank you. I'm sorry. I really didn't do that right. I'm really sorry, Sheree. I really appreciate that, and it will never, ever be treated so poorly again. I'm really sorry. That was terrible. Timothy, next question. Jaqueline, I want to know about Adrian Peterson, Jackson. Okay, so here's the thing about Adrian Peterson. The same week that Adrian Peterson had his blowout breakout game, he had nearly 3 carries, and the Cardinals had just gotten 2 guards back into their lineup. It was an ideal blow-up spot for Adrian Peterson. Since then, they've played better defenses, they lost their quarterback, and when you lose Carson Palmer, the mystery of whether you're going to run or pass, the vertical passing element is just completely destroyed, and now Drew Stanton is out, and nobody's going to fear Blaine Gabbert. So Adrian Peterson is going to face the stackedest of boxes. I think the most telling thing from Adrian Peterson is just how well Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara are doing without him. It's kind of crazy. And that's how I feel about Adrian Peterson. He's going to have days where he's a volume RB2 flex, but the production doesn't make him the RB2 flex. 25 carries does. JC, Diggs, Allen, Dez over Cooper. Yeah. Maybe Cooper over Diggs if I was... That's like a home run. That's a big swing. That's an aggressive swing. I like how in the MLB video games you could do the contact swing or the power swing. That's kind of how I should be defining these. The contact swing is Diggs and the power swing is Cooper. There's a higher chance you're going to pop out to left. Nabil, you did. Nabil, you did. I would super chat you if I could. You did. It's just 30 seconds of pain. 30 seconds of threatening my life with severe breath holding. CSG, daps up, welcome. We missed a segment. So, last second startables. If everyone I'm telling you you've hated so far today, there's a couple of guys that we can just go through that are hundo P on free agency right now for you. The number one is Bruce Ellington. I put him in a couple lineups today. 3.3% owned in ESPN leagues. I'm going to repeat that again. 3.3% in all ESPN leagues. 17 targets in his last 2 weeks. There is nobody else fitting this Venn diagram. Less than 5% owned, plus 15 targets last 2 weeks. and coaches specified how important it is to get him the ball. That number included red zone looks. DeAndre Hopkins gets all the attention. Remember what we said earlier in the year, there is no bigger drop-off from lead corner to second corner than with the Arizona Cardinals. That's who Bruce Ellington's facing. Last week I gave you Selleck. This week I'm giving you Bruce Ellington. I'm just giving it to you raw. This is the way it is. If you need him, I guarantee he's available unless you're playing him in a league that I'm in because I got him. The next one's D.D. Westbrook. This is the power swing home run play of all power home run plays. When a guy says his goal is 200 yards in his debut on a limited snap count, you just can't ignore that. Something has to be said about that. A guy had said such ridiculous lofty goals. It's insane. And if you need a wide receiver and you played it, I'm considering D.D. Westbrook my Antonio Brown special. If you are down 40 points going into today and it's a what have you got to lose scenario, I think this guy is the ultimate huck it, chuck it play. If he gets one slant and beats a safety, fantasy value, and he could be one of the biggest free agency acquisitions heading into next week. And he's got keeper value because he's a rookie. 2016 Biletnikoff winner. Rex Burkhead, slightly more owned, but this is my boy this year. If Rex Burkhead doesn't score 6 touchdowns, I'm going to need a picture of his face. He got 2. He's got 2. And those 3 numbers are Rex Burkhead's touch count from the last couple of weeks since he returned from injury. Rex Burkhead had 7. Then the Patriots went on bye. 11 and 13 touches in his last 2 weeks. Rex Burkhead also blocked a mother-flipping punt last week against the Broncos. Broncos have a good defense. Burkhead was looking real spicy. Imagine what he would do against a not good defense. We're talking 2 totes tonight. 2 totes. J.D. McKissick is my last one here. 2.1% owned. He was lining up in the slot, very encouraging last week, and was getting legitimate targets. 5 carries and 5 receptions last week. That's a very good floor of around 8-9 points for a guy that is Hundo P just sitting in free agency right now. If I can go get 9 points based off the 0 from an injured player, I'm going to go grab that 9 as quick as I can. So these are 4 guys that you can slot in immediately and get guaranteed production. I didn't say good production. I said guaranteed production. Please, please, Rex Burkhead. To the Brady, the Kraft, and the Holy Belichick, we pray unto you. Feed the Rex today. Let Burkhead get 6. Let him get 6 more. Let him get 24. We demand 6 touchdowns. Nay, we pray for 6 touchdowns. Lest I demolish and ingest a photograph of Rex's face. In Burkhead, we say a meal. Those are 4 guys you can pick up and get in your lineup right now, courtesy of the Checkdown. Bum, bum, bum. It is our last 45 minutes. We are hanging out here in the chat, YouTube live. And honestly, guys, we have one big thing left. It's our live draft on draft. And I need you to tell me who are the best selections this week, who is the best starters. Remember, it's a quarterback, 2 running backs, and then 2 receiver tight ends. That is what we have to choose from, and it's gonna be we got to break our losing streak. We've had a couple of slow weeks, and I don't think that's gonna work. Sharia, I think Fournette is gonna be good. Fournette's a stud running back. The bottom line is you start your studs. I think with Fournette had a no touchdown week last week, and then he had the bye, and then he had the suspension. We're kind of forgetting how good Leonard Fournette is. Leonard Fournette is very good at football. Brett can't decide between AP and DT. Worried about AP with Houston defense and crap quarterback. Well, that's the same reasons you would worry about DT, so it's pretty much a coin flip. Do I think the earth is flat? Nabil, I think the earth is hollow. There's a big time difference. Non-PPR, Brett, I would take AP and the volume goal line play. You want touchdown upside. Did I say Sheree? Did I get it? Is it? I said Sheree, right? Sheree? Sheree? I'm sorry. My name's Rick. It's hard. Earth is hollow. You spelled sheeple wrong. Sheree. I think I got it. Sharee. I gotta call you. I need to call you. Share. 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 Like Sade, but with a A-Y. No, Share. Oh, no. The yes and the no with just a slight chat delay is so hard to keep up with. Because I know it's 30 seconds behind, so I don't know. Thank you for the correction, Budo. I don't know which one's actually right. We are heading into our final 40 minutes here on the Checkdown. Guys, this is our last week of buys. This is our last week of Emoji Board Season 1. This is our last week before tea giving. It is a monster Sunday. Between all that, we got Giants Chiefs, baby. If you need a survivor pick today, my survivor eliminator pick is the Chargers, home to those Nathan Peterman-led Buffalo Bills. I think that one's kind of a no-brainer. Let's just pick on these rookie quarterbacks and slide into some cash. That's my opinion for the rest. Did they lie about the moon landing? I think they really landed on the moon, but I don't know. That's a tricky one. The shadows have me bugged out. I won't know if they lied until I really go to the moon and see it for myself. And that's as good as an answer as I can give. That one confuses the heck out of me, man. All right, Sharia. Fournette has an ankle injury. He's had the ankle injury since he was in college. He had the ankle injury in preseason. He's been resting. Oh, Adams, the realization sets in. Thank you. Albin, what's going on, man? You're late, but I appreciate it. Remember, guys, we have to do a live draft on the draft app in 15 minutes. We're going to do a live draft on the draft app. We need our best quarterback, best running backs, best receivers. So it's definitely not Sharia. I know, right? I said it's wrong again. It's Sharia? Sharia. Sharia. Like share. Like we share fantasy football advice. Jonathan posted a question to my Twitter. Sheree? Is it Sheree? Oh my god, I'm doing it wrong again. Oh my god, Sheree. It's so hard. For fuck's sake, I know I'm right. Sheree. Sheree. It's crazy because I'm actually good at names. That's the worst part, Sheree. I'm legitimately good at names. I just want to point out, though, I have a Sheree, an Albin, and a Nabil in the chat at once. We are a global no, Budo, this is the worst content ever. Sheree, I am here for you, but Budo, you had the first hour. We had an exchange for the ages, man. We had a guy, Hunter, in the chat watching. He just was spamming Atlanta Falcons, and then he was like, Rick, you got a rat face. You probably like that New York team. And I was like, oh, yeah, that New York team that dusted you in the 2011 playoffs. Sheree, and you just assumed gender. Adams, woo! Assuming gender in 2017. Unfreaking believable. What a churn of events on the last hour of the show. It's 2017, man. Wow, that's blockable. I don't know what's worse, you or Hunter. Dude. So Budo, it's a recap. So this guy, hello, HR. So this guy Hunter is here, and he's like, Rick, you got a bad face, and your show is bad, and the Falcons are good. And Tanner is in the chat going, you better shut that mouth up, or I'm gonna kiss it. And then this Hunter is going all homophobe because Tanner's hitting him with this like ridiculous comebacks, and the chat is just like, whoa, sexuality is a spectrum, and Hunter's just getting so mad because he's oh, John, dude, Rick, can I define gender? I can define gender. Sorry, John Gonzalez. This is gender. This is like Gronk down here. And this is like Cardi B. Right? And then gender's a spectrum. You can be anywhere on here. You can lean this way. You can lean this way. Not only is it everybody leaving. Everybody leaving. Yo, just chill. Just chill. You asked. You asked. Where's the black cat before I lose another marker? There it is. Cool. Got it now. Yo, I was asked. I was asked. Shepard Smith is a good Fox News anchor. I don't think it gets said enough. Shep Smith is the real deal. And I'm sure he loses sleep every night because he could be somewhere else. Should I start Woods or Lee? I would go with Woods. That's the weather play. Sharia nailed it. Man, that is embarrassing. We're moving on. Okay, guys, I'm seriously not getting Diggs, Mixon, Darkwa, Burkhead, Standard. Pick 2. Albin, I missed this one. Standard. I like Diggs and Burkhead, but I could also see Darkwa getting in. The weather has a lot of people leaning Darkwa. So there's that. Sheree. I said Sharia again. Holy God. It's Sheree. Oh my God, Sheree. You're going to be our special guest for the next 5 weeks of the season. Sheree, you better not miss a show by the time we've been saying your name enough. Sheree, I swear. I'm so happy you're on the show today. Johnny Gonzalez, this is probably the question you just asked me on Twitter, and there's like no chance I'm ever going to get to Twitter with the way the chat's moving. I'm out here defining gender, and I'm defining Sheree, and you got me asking Twitter questions. I can't be on the Twitter. Marquise Lee, Aguilar, Sanu, White, Woodhead, Eckler. So not Eckler, not White, losing touches and snaps every week. Johnny left when you brought up the spec. No, Johnny's still here, dog. Marquise Lee, Aguilar, Sanu, White, Woodhead, Eckler. So your highest upside plays, your upside plays of the day are probably Woodhead and Aguilar. Your basement plays are probably Lee and Sanu. If you want to mix the two based on how much you're down, go Lions, Matty Stafford. Matt, give me your best draft app picks of the day. Guys, I got to do draft app in the next 20 minutes here. And I'm trying to make a DFS lineup because I don't have any with a Grady Gronk stack. Let's do that. We're doing that. Questions are over. Questions are over. Because we were dancing with our hands tied. So yeah, Aguilar, I like more than I usually do this week. I know he's coming off a couple quiet weeks, including the bye. That's why I like him. Very sneaky. New play released at Sharp Football Analysis. Wow. Rams over, guys. Rams over, we like. Travis Kelce, bruh. Yep, Travis Kelce's going to go in there. He'll probably be our first round pick. Pick up Gronk. Oh, if we can get Gronk and Kelce, I'll go 2 tight ends. Absolutely. Absolutely, I'll go Gronk and Kelce. I got a bad feeling because we were dancing. Aguilar and Woodhead, yeah, but I also like Lee. Woodhead just makes me a little bit nervous, Johnny, because of the target shares. If the weather was better, how about this? If the weather was better, it would be Lee. If that helps. White losing touches every week. Sanu is a decent option. Sanu could end up having a nice bounce back. Again, Sanu, one of the more consistent wide receiver 2s, and then had a rough game against Dallas. Game script didn't really suit him, though. Okay, here we go. So, your boy's got a decent DraftKings lineup, DraftKings balance we can play. I really want to get Gronk and Brady into a lineup. So let's do this right now. Would I start Davis or Hooper? I would start Vernon Davis twice this week. Charya. Sheree. I did it again. Sheree. Oh my God. Sheree. Vernon Davis every day, twice on Sunday. No Jordan Reed, no Terrell Pryor. Vernon Davis is Sheree's red zone lock of the week in a potential shootout. I'm so mad. I'm so sorry, guys. Are you helping? Yeah, you're helping. No, you're helping me pick not this. We're doing a live draft. It's a snake draft. We got Gronk. We're leaning Kelsey. We need quarterback. It's a snake draft, so we don't necessarily get everyone we want. This is something that I'm doing right now, independent of what you guys want to do. I'm creating a new lineup because I just need to get this done. Your boy's got to make picks, and I really like. I don't have any lineups with a Brady Gronk stack, and I want one, so I'm making one right now. Brady Gronk stack, baby. Cheap on defense. Chiefs in the wind. Flex me, dag. Man, this is crazy. Got you, bud. Do this before the Lions game starts. Yeah, we gotta get all this done before the Lions game starts. I'm cruising for upside. Chris Thompson, big upside. Give me a stud. Give me Kareem Hunt. And give me another guy who's going to get a ton of carries today. Oh, J-How. I have no money left for receivers. 3 receivers, 4,000 average. Give me... Ooh. Oh, I got some names here. Ooh. Guys, I need you to name some running backs to name today. Aguilar and Woodhead. I need names for our snake draft, live draft on draft. For 2.5 hours, I help you. And then together we use all our knowledge and you help me. Isn't that nice? I got to get a cheapie and a big time here. A cheapie would be... Ooh, Keenan Cole's not a bad option. Fuck, D.D. Westbrook's sitting there. Zay Jones is sitting there. Jordan Matthews sitting there. Inman in the targets. Give me Inman in the targets. And I only have 4,200 to spend. Oh no, we got to make an adjustment here because I want a 6. I want a 6 god. I want Mr. Krabs first of all. Where's your boy Bruce? I don't know. Which Bruce? Who's Bruce? Where's your boy Bruce? Westbrook said he's dropping 200 yards. I know, it's crazy. Oh, go with Galladay. I know, right? So I have to find a way to cut 1,700 out of my lineup. I went so cheap on receiver. I can't take a defense for 1,600 or I would. Give me the Browns defense because the weather is going to be bad. That's a cheapie play. We're just shooting shots here, guys. And then we got to save $700 on a receiver. Or we can just not get Kareem Hunt. Can we go Melvin Gordon over Hunt? Nope. We're going to be short by 300. Galladay, heavy. Get Galladay. I know, but I'm not feeling the touches and I'm not feeling the wind on deep routes. No wind on deep routes, man. Instead of Crab, who can I grab at 5'2"? Oh, Teddy Ginn inside. That's who I'm going to grab. Teddy Ginn inside. Submit. Bang. All right, guys. Last 20 minutes. We are so out here. Now we do our live draft on draft. He's my main target. I know, Matt. Matty Ice or Bortles. Oh, random Asian. Go Matt Ryan there. Don't get too afraid. You're going to kick yourself if you start Blake Bortles and he does Blake Bortles things. Bryce Duke Ellington. Oh, Bruce Duke Ellington. Oh, Bruce. Oh, Bruce as the value play. You got to be more explicit. They should teach young children how to DFS 100%. Stafford. Matt, 2 bad games against Vic Fangio defenses last year, man. Okay, so we're going to keep this simple today. We got 2 ahead of ourselves. Enter a draft. 3 people. We're in here. Oh, we're here. We got 2nd overall pick, boys. 2nd overall pick. Come on, we need help. We need help. Add players to the queue. Brady, Russ, Smith, Wentz, we like. Breeze, we like. Backs, we like. Melgo, we like. Hunt, Ingram, Kamara. We like J-How. We like Darkwa. We love Thompson. We love Fournette. We love Julio. We love Michael Thomas. We love the tight ends. Double tight end. Adam Thielen as good as it gets. Could be a nice Cooks game. Crowder. Baldwin always stout. Parker good game. Remember, only 3 people. You better pick Stafford or a Lion. You better pick Stafford or a Lion. Let's get Golden Tate in here, or I'm going to get roasted by Maddie. Come on, man. Oh, Wentz. Wentz is a good option, too. Okay. I think we're good here. I definitely like Chris Thompson. All right, here we go. First pick, Melvin Gordon. Who we get second? I don't want to take Gurley at Minnesota. I don't want to take Gurley at Minnesota. I'm taking Kareem Hunt. Fox NFL Countdown, boys, because I'm not picking your Lions. You're killing me. This is the draft app, Brett. This is live drafts. It's a DFS snake draft. So right now I'm in a draft with 2 other people. We each put in $3. It's winner take all. You pick a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight ends. I'm up next, and Brady went and McCoy went. So quarterbacks are available and receivers are available. I'm going to go with Kelsey here and just get myself a nice little Chiefs stack. Lem Barney over Barry Sanders. Wow, Tim. Fires take a firing. That's borderline absurd. Okay, so we're always picking next, which is pretty cool. Running backs are leaving. Gordon's down, McCoy's down, Hunt's down, but we're still guaranteed. Yep, we're guaranteed a back here. Super salad. Oh, soup 100%. I got 25-mile-per-hour winds outside, John. It's a beautiful soup day. I might make a can up right after this show. I got 25 minutes. Ingram or Kamara? I want to go Ingram because of the workload, the carries, and the grind out of the second half of that game. So now we have our running backs. We need a quarterback and 2 receivers. Gronk is available. Wentz is available. Alex Smith is available. Hash browns or home fries? Ooh, tater tots, number 1. Well done, first of all. If I can get my home fries with some peppers and onions, I'm a happy boy. Other than that, give me them well done hash. If it's in like a puck, then it's home fries. That's the thing. It's just about, is it pre-shaped? Julio just went. Gronk just went. Wentz, baby, Wentz. I just need a receiver. And look at my choices. Cha-na-na-na. Dude, I don't mess around with breakfast. Yeah, Lauren, where you at? Ultimate Lauren question. I got a special expert I'd like to consult for this hash browns home fries debate. I don't mess around on Be Fast. I might do some avocado toast too. Guys, please, someone here. 20 seconds. Thielen, Green, Crowder. Someone pick from this list. I need some viewer input. Someone pick from this list. Give me a decision. I have to take the first one. Baldwin. There it is. Anybody else? Green. Thielen. Green. Well, we're taking Baldwin because it was the first one in. Armo with the Crowder pick. Very nice. This is our team today, guys. Checkdown squad looking good. Carson Wentz, Kareem Hunt, Mark Ingram, Travis Kelce, Doug Baldwin. Looking really good. Yeah, we got 2 white guys. What are you going to do? I'm so stacked for DFS today. Lots of D-Kings, some draft app. I'm feeling real good. Even if my fantasy teams don't make well, I make some extra money on the side. Oh, there's the HQ app. Look. Make some real money today. Promo code Checkdown. iPhone only. Oh, look at that. $7,500 today at 9 p.m. That's a Jersey thing, I think. Armol. That's a Jersey thing. Woo! Draft app is always a little hectic for me because you got to look back and forth because it doesn't work well if you're going off of the phone. But, we did a lot of DFS stuff, man. We're wrapping up the show here. Final 20 minutes. Did I do every segment? Yeah, well, I'm talking Jersey. Yeah, I did the last segment. The only tackle thing that I really didn't get to talk about when it comes to offensive line play is how bad the Cowboys are missing Tyron Smith. These dudes, this year, we got dudes making money without ever being on the field. Like, Deshaun Watson's making money without being on the field. Tyron Smith's making money without being on the field. Odell Beckham's making money without being on the field. Over and over and over again, these guys, these teams are so dependent on one guy. It just shows you how important elite talent is in the NFL when you're just filled with just giant men, elite athletes everywhere. To have people who are truly exceptional, those are the real difference makers and the ones you got to give the paper to when the contracts dispute come to it. Colin Kaepernick's making money without being on the field. That's wrong. Colin Kaepernick's spending his money, spending his own money in youth programs and community engagement. So, football's not everything. I retweeted a picture today of Eli Apple at his mom's hospital bed, man. It's so tough, man. Eli Apple's mom has been sick and his parents are getting divorced, and this dude's just getting dirted on. He's a 21-year-old corner in the NFL. So tough. Playing for Billy O, man. Billy O. I don't know if Billy O's a quarterback killer, but he certainly tried. We'll see what happens next year with a full camp with Deshaun Watson. It'll be very interesting to see. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's really ugly, man. It's a really bad situation with Eli. Yeah. Oh, Eli Apple's dad had cops come to the house because he said that Eli's Ohio State championship ring belonged to him. He said it was a gift. Cops got called. It was such a mess, dude. He's living in Jersey. Imagine if he had to fly home for this stuff. You think it's a good case scenario because he's close to everything, and it's actually not. It's killing me as a Giants fan and just as like a human being. John Edwards. Fuck that dude's dad. I mean, Tanner's going to try. If I know anything from the last 2.5 hours of this show, Tanner going to try. Final 20 minutes here. Checkdown. It was a very, very interesting show today. And I love it. I wish that happened more often. God, I hope Tanner and Hunter are the first two people in the chat next week. Or, guys, let me know, please let me know during the week if you want Thursday morning action. I don't want to make sides for 10 people. Would you rather have a wet carpet all throughout your house for a week straight or a constant stuffy nose for 4 days straight? Wow, that's really rough. I would go with stuffy nose because wet carpet is just, it's a noise thing and it's a smell thing. Stuffy nose, here's the thing. Can I blow it out and then it's just still stuffed? Because there's certain satisfaction in clearing out a clogged nose, and I want that for 4 days straight. But overall, man, that's the better option. Wet carpet. That's a really good one, though. Wet carpet sucks. Would you rather sweat broccoli and cheese soup or every movie you watch slowly turns into Shrek? Haterade! Happy birthday, man. Hey, hater. Happy birthday, man. I really appreciate you popping in. I really wish I could spend this day with you. I'm here doing this, and I got some post-production I got to work on. It's just a rough day for me. Man, I wish I could watch. I can't watch Sunday morning now because I'm doing this show, but love you, man. Happy birthday and many more. Enjoy your oysters and all my love. I hope we hang out soon, man. Got a great gig. Marvin Jones, CJ Trasherson, Tariq Cohen, my name of Daddy Hate, and never make the ladies wait to put some of this on my plate. They to open up the floodgates. All I want to do is go up into my room, put my pants on the floor, shake it, kill, I can't no more. Bah, bah. Wow. If you don't know about that, I don't know what to tell you. You probably just missed it. I probably had a couple people leave. Marvin Jones, CJ, Tariq Cohen, Kenny Galladay, Danny Woodhead, and there's one spot amongst them. That is really tough. I guess I would say Danny Woodhead for the PPR, but honestly, that's a really, really, really rough scenario. You got to open up the floodgates, get my pants down on the floor, and work it till I can't no more. So I would say your best option is Woodhead, then Jones, then Galladay with the big upside, then Anderson, and Cohen's pretty much been phased out of his own offense. There's a good chance Tariq Cohen has a good game. I don't want to be a part of it. I just don't see it coming. That's just a really, really not great scenario for having one spot and all that startable talent. I would try to move someone. Oh, Marvin Jones or Robert Woods. I would go Robert Woods today. We have a Trump tweet at LeVar Ball. The getting has never gotten good. This is the feud America deserves right now, okay? Oh my God. Now that the three basketball players are out of China... Now that the three basketball players are out of China and saved from years in jail, LeVar Ball, the father of LiAngelo, is unaccepting of what I did for his son. And that shoplifting is no big deal. I should have left them in jail. Are you fucking kidding me? We got a Trump LeVar Ball Twitter feud. I should have left them in Chinese jail because your dad wasn't thankful enough? Are you kidding me? You know, the big winner's WWE. You know that, right? The big winner's WWE. Y'all want to scrap? We got a square circle for you right here. Survivor Series. Come on down. Woo! Woo! This is so spicy. I would start Woods over Marvin. I'm sorry. This is the spiciest. This is the world we live in now. I'm sorry. This takes precedent over fantasy football. Trump is tweeting at LeVar Ball. What? Because of LiAngelo. LiAngelo's not even the good one. Imagine if LaMelo got kidnapped. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I can't believe that just happened. We got bigger shit going on. The last part was too much, but I don't know much about the situation. I tend to believe that Trump for sure had something to do with their release. China is pretty vicious towards crime. So the UCLA basketball team was on tour in China. 3 players were stealing from a Gucci store, got caught and put in a Chinese jail. Trump just happened to be making his tour of China at the same time. They were released with no charges. Trump can say whatever he wants. But it's about the principle, man. Trump had something to do with their release, and China's bad on crime, but to be like, they should have thanked me twice. I should have left them bitches in jail. Man, fuck you. Sorry. It's a family show. Oh my God. Got off the handle here. I would start Woods over Marvin. I should have left him in jail. It's insane. What's going on, Matt Whitaker? Thanks for popping into the show. I appreciate it. We're hitting the last 14 minutes. It's unreal. Would I rather have Trump's voice and hands for the rest of my life or Al Davis's son Mark's haircut for the rest of my life? Oh, when it comes to Mark Davis, tremendous haircut. I don't know where Mark Davis gets his haircut, but it's the best haircut. I don't know if you know, there's a great piece about Mark Davis. He refers to a P.F. Chang's near the facility as his office, and that's awesome. Mark Davis is kind of a G. He's kind of a G that doesn't know what he's doing. Raw over SmackDown just because of the ratings and the pedigree, not the roster. I want the Monday night. I want the longest show on cable. Fuck that haircut, but man, Tim, just wear a hat, man. Just talk less. I want to wear a hat. You want to talk less. That's hilarious. Say less. Say less, my guy. Say less. I'd wear a beanie. I just wear a beanie all day because the sides aren't terrible. He bowled the sides, but there's a little bit of burn, and you could just beanie it, push the front back, over. We're hitting the final stretch here, guys. It's been a really, really, really funny show. No thanks to me. All thanks to you. Dude, if my boss came in at, oh my God, 11 o'clock, we were cranking, man. I don't have bosses. I'm just kidding. This is Heavy.com's fantasy football program. Not a podcast. Whatever. I'm your host, Rick Rosen. I go for 3 hours in this chair. I didn't take a bathroom break today because I'm a real G. Real G's moving silence like a lasagna. Now I want lasagna. Lasagna is not a Thanksgiving side dish, but I'll still take mac and cheese. Yeah, boys in the house. Prague cast. Ooh, how Prague of you. Speaking of prog rock, let's bang this theme song for a minute and a half. Oh my God. Keith hasn't even listened to the new Taylor Swift album. Keith didn't even listen to it. Keith is still on the Ryan Adams bit. Big matchup in the Rock League. Big matchups all around, baby. Circle it. Put it on the board. Bryan Adams. No hot beefy McD. We don't run that anymore. We watched the same McDonald's commercial 3 times last week. I actually mentioned that to someone. I was like, hey, we watched the McD video 3 times. Ghosted. No response. Haven't heard anything besides the singles. Unbelievable. Nabil, man, if you don't know the earth is hollow, there's very little I could do for you. You just got to look it up. Better yet, go there. See for yourself. Then we're really making waves. Get in there. Not on Spotify yet, but it's on torrents, dude. Be a child of the internet. It's 2017. I listened to Jay-Z's 444 on Twitter, someone periscoping someone else's cell phone that had Tidal, okay? Sprint, I mean. The entrance is at the North Pole. You're right. Nope, that's true. Entrance is at the North Pole to the hollow earth. That's where the elites live. Elites of our planet. People don't know. Oh, snap. Finishing up here. Boys, we got 10 minutes and worst game of the day. Most interesting game of the day. Let me start off. I think the most interesting game of the day is one of the worst games, and I think it's Bills-Chiefs, because when you change a quarterback mid-season, and it's pretty obvious that it wasn't the quarterback's fault, everyone's just naturally, enthusiastically curious. Like, what was Nate Peterman doing at Bills practice in backup work that was just so damn impressive that we had to bench a multi-year starter, someone who's proven they could get the job done, especially when all the weapons are gone and the defense is dead? What was Peterman so good at? What kind of offense is they going to come out with this week against a Chargers defense that can kind of play? I'm interested there. I'm interested in the Jaguars-Browns game because of the weather. I've gotten more Leonard Fournette questions than I ever have this week. Last week, I did a whole segment about he's a workhorse. There are only 4 backs in the league worth owning that are getting over 20 touches a game. He's one of them. He's had an injured ankle since LSU. He's going to get the ball. He's going to run through, over, and around the Browns. And he's going to do what he got to do. You got to have him in your lineup every week, love it or hate it. That's a stud. Going against the Browns, who have a decent run defense, play that single high safety, are they going to make Blake Bortles throw? Are they going to do anything based on the elements? And if the elements are a factor, who's going to deal with it better among the young quarterbacks, Bortles or Kaiser? I think whoever manages that, mitigates that, is going to have a much better chance at winning. I don't want anything to do with that game. That game's going to be crazy. Jerry Jones, yeah, what a crazy scenario. I don't know if you saw that quote where there was like an event at a hotel and all the owners were mingling around. It was like a cocktail hour. Jerry Jones has a cocktail. He's walking through the lobby and an owner goes, "There's my shadow commissioner." Shadow commissioner is really a phrase that is getting used in 2017. This isn't the 60s. There's no mob fronts, but shadow commissioner is really a thing that happens. And if you told me that Jerry Jones secretly runs the NFL, I believe you twice, 3 times on Sundays. You kidding me? But it wasn't a catch, Des. Armol has one more question before we wrap it up. I'm getting cold. I had to get some breeze in to stop the schwitz, and now I'm at that just right amount of chili where I'm going to be schwitzing later. Oh, Nabil, if the Earth has, how much water does a baseball hold, Nabil? Pour water on a plate and then pour water on a baseball and see what holds more water, Nabil. That's such a good one. I love that one so much. Armol, last question. I want to go Miller over Drake. Drake was outtouched by Damian Williams last week. He just had that breakout in garbage time. PPR upside for sure, but Miller's got more yards and more carries. That's the GOAT argument. Pour water on a baseball. How much water does it? The plate holds more water than a baseball, so obviously that means the Earth is flat. Oh my God, it's the best one. It's the best one. Yo, how come Luca hasn't been in the chat one time this year? Let's all take it upon ourselves to shame Luca and get him in this chat next week, because he's someone that I'm sure would like to tell me that he's watched the show. He seems like a big time brunch boy, but I'm going to get him to watch the show. 7 minutes left. Guys, please, please, please give me your opinion on if you want a Thursday morning show and what I should be making if I'm going to make anything, because I want to cook. I want to do a live Thursday show. I want to do both. Baby back bitch. So fucked. He could be watching. He's not watching. But also... Oh, Pete! Oh, Pete from the top rope! Pete's in here! Oh my God! That's incredible! I'm like legitimately wounded. Oh. Hi Pete, hi Bianca. That is so good. One comment all day. Vegan brunch with 6 minutes to go. I'm shaking. Oh my God. That's so good. Yeah, let's get Luke in here so we can talk to him about Hollow Earth. Let me know what you want to make Thursday before the show. I can make pretty much anything except mac and cheese is already on the menus. Oh, bake cookies that look like emojis on the emoji board. I hate baking because if you bake, you can't go backwards and fix what you messed up with salt like you can with cooking. Baking is science. Cooking is art. Never forget that. Baking is science. Cooking is art. Never, ever forget that. Bill Burr format, the Thursday morning show. I'll do Brussels sprouts. I can do cream spinach. I can do scallop potatoes. I can do anything shredded. I can do a casserole. I can do a Caesar salad. Thursday morning just before Sunday Checkdown. Oh, I like the name. That's the name, like Bill Burr. Okay, I got it. But I want to be able to make something. The Super Bowl show with buffalo chicken dip is usually a success, and the Reuben dip, but it's really hard to make that dip and do the show because there's no fantasy to break down, so I can only talk extemporaneously for like 4 minutes, and then the dip takes like 20. If I fuck around and make this show up, I'm going to show up at the crib Thanksgiving morning. You can show up at the crib. I'll have a cheese plate. Hey, Stafford, you're here for the last 4 minutes. Tell me what I should make on Thanksgiving if we're going to do a special Thursday morning check down. I'll make a fucking cheese plate if I need to. I love stuffing, but I think it might be a little late in the day to do like a 10 a.m. stuffing. I think we should probably can that. But if it's 10, I don't want to cook a turkey because it's too long. It's too long to do, and we're already going to have a turkey going. I can make a ham, a pie. Oh, green beans with bacon. There we go. Ooh, green beans almondine, really good. I can make a cheesy potatoes. Ooh, twice baked, some double baked potatoes. Yeah, Matt Stafford shows up, boy. Anything with bacon is gonna crush, basically. Pickles. I might just make a salad because I don't think there's gonna be enough vegetables in my Thanksgiving meal. I think there's gonna be 9 potato dishes, mac and cheese, turkey, duck, and no vegetables at all. I just want some like real fried pickles, so good. I better be getting some subs. I love you, Matthew Stafford. You are so much fun. I might just cook up some like onions and peppers and like tomatoes and get some cooked veggies, carrots. Ooh, glazed carrots, really good. Oh yeah, my parents used to do duck every year because we don't like white meat, and duck is 100% dark meat. I'm a big dark meat guy. I like it dark. And duck is 100% dark meat. It is amazing. Even if you just get a duck breast and you cook it off, you slice it for the crowd. Ow. You better not bring any cranberry sauce to my house. I don't eat it. Bring cubed bread. Cubed bread, chicken stock, pour it over it, and some celery. That's a GD stuffing. It's time to wrap up the show. Ooh, chicken in a can. Yeah, chicken in a can. Oh, so good. I don't either. R.I.P. Little Peep. We forgot to talk about that today. Forgot to R.I.P. Little Peep. Ow, ow, ow. That kid's an idiot. Don't do what he did. Kid's an idiot. Little fucking Peep. You got to be kidding me. Didn't even get Tim's Little Peep thoughts. That's a disappointing end to the show. But we soldier on and we play our theme song because this is the only 3-hour fantasy football show you ever need. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your grandparents. That's 100 people. We pay it forward. It is the Checkdown. I am your host, Rick Rosen. Find me on Twitter, the Checkdown, at the Rick Rosen. At the Rick Rosen is the screen tag. Screen tag. What am I saying? My Twitter handle. Find me. Let's be friends. 12:59, baby. I love you. I love you all. You make the show happen. I don't make the show happen. You make the show happen. I would be nowhere without you guys. We're going to be doing this forever and ever. Beautiful show. Listen to the album. Get to me about Thursday. R.I.P. Uncle Phil. That's a good one. Be safe today. Didn't get any questions about Survivor Series, Keith. Grayson Allen is Ted Cruz, another conspiracy theory we didn't talk about. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Y'all be good. HQ at promo code Checkdown. I'm just going to let this theme song bang and sign out for the last 10 seconds. I love you.
Oh,